Okay, it's time to wake up. Okay. Eve, are you all right?
Yeah. I just dropped something. We're good.
That's good to hear it.
Totally was not on purpose.
Neo, it's time to get up.
Did he just?
I'm up now.
And now it's time to unveil the secret mastermind of this podcast.
You've been completely expected.
Ross. And I am the host, Pleeps.
Sorry, I just
Welcome.
thought of it. And also, I just be on camera for the entire time, maybe, hopefully.
Welcome to the Wednesday
Dark
Crew
Souls.
podcast, where each of us talk about whatever we feel like for about 10 to 30 minutes. Then we move on to the next person. And I use the cheese dice to determine what we do.
Jeez.
Okay, this one.
I
you
am
read
number
me.
1, Ross is number 2, Eve is number 3, Neo is number 4.
Yeah,
I'm
you're saying
definitely pointing the wrong way.
Something must
Yeah,
be
I
wrong
wanted to say,
here. Let me just, No, that can't be right. That's
it
not
finally
supposed
me?
to happen.
Is it finally me?
fuck.
Ross,
God
you're
damn it.
up.
Ross Classic goes first.
Finally! Oh, by the way, cut here. I got to grab something.
You know what?
Damn it, Ross.
Yeah. So while we do this, I actually did hit the wall
I
as I
thought
fell.
I heard you
Of
hit
course you did.
something. Also, I 100% purposefully dropped
Also,
this
I'm
pen.
definitely very laggy. on
I was
the screen.
fidgeting with it. And
It's not on
chucked it.
mine. Not on my end. You're good.
Hmm.
Here, Neo.
Weird. It probably doesn't matter.
Give me a thumbs up, Neo. Yeah, you're good.
Yeah, you're good.
Guess we're waiting on.
I will say,
Ross.
typically, I'm hoping for a bit of a shorter one this week.
I don't blame you. It's already 2 in the morning.
All right, cutting back in.
Alrighty then. So, you three have been given 2 questions this past week. You good?
Yeah.
Yes, we've been given 2 questions.
Yep. And you're probably wondering what those are for.
Not really, no.
Okay, I'll just leave.
Bye.
You are.
So,
Mhm.
I have an interesting. I'm actually a little scared for this drink. But first, I will say, I got a lovely chalice here. This will be important. It's one I got from a con. Not the last con, but technically it was the same con that I had went to, but it was like the previous year.
Gotcha. And okay, so you have 1 chalice.
So the answer for to show off what the first one is, this is what I was a little worried about. This one's I'm a little worried about.
Okay.
Make sure that you're pointing at the camera. Move this out of the way.
That is.
There it is.
What is that?
Sour green apple soda.
Warhead soda. And apparently my stream summary. Then I also got the lemon.
Another warhead.
The
soda.
lemon
Oh, are you about to do what I think you're about to do?
So here's what I decided to do. I'm gonna try them individually first, and then I'm gonna do the liquid version of the Warheads challenge and combine them in this.
You're
And
crazy.
just for the record, that is, I assume, not your actual segment.
No, absolutely not.
Why would
No,
it
but
be?
this will be entertaining.
Yes, it will.
First off, we gotta get the classic. Also, real quick before you do it, the topic today is ridiculous food debates.
Yeah, right,
Okay.
right.
I'll let you guys cook for a second while I gotta do it.
Okay.
Gotta do it.
Give me a second.
Oh, that was a solid crack.
Beep, beep, beep. Oh, crap.
Oh wow, that I could already smell the green apple. Wow.
Beep, beep,
Anyway.
beep, 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 beep.
We couldn't even
Ross,
hear that one with Plapes.
We
Aw,
have an issue, Ross.
what?
I'm a horrible cook, and my side of the void is now
Okay.
on fire, and
Oh no.
that
I'm
might
going-
cause issues.
I'm gonna pour these together first and then try them individually, just so I make sure I have some for both. So
That is a horrendous color.
All of a sudden, just explodes.
okay. I don't know about that smell. I'm gonna be honest, I don't know about that smell.
Ross may have built a chemical weapon.
Yeah.
I won't. It wouldn't be the first
Mustard
time.
gas.
It wouldn't be the first time. No, not mustard.
No, not mustard
Let's
gas.
not
again.
joke about that.
Do I? Because here's the thing. I have a couple websites that talk about food debates.
Mhm.
But I'm curious. Can any of you guys give me a food debate that you believe in? This is meant to be more like a discussion thing, if we believe it or not.
Pineapple
I-
does not belong on pizza. Is
See,
my
here's the
main
thing.
one.
I'm of the agreement that nothing but pepperoni, cheese, and tomato sauce belong on pizza. So,
I like all meats, no vegetables, no pineapple.
I think pineapple works up.
Neo, why are you in the void? There we go.
he always is in the void. That's his house.
True. Oh god,
Oh,
yeah.
oh,
Now
yeah,
you're
you're-
Oh,
lagging
now
really
I'm
bad.
really bad.
Oh,
You're
oh, that-
really-
oh, you're good now. You're good now.
You were looking straight into the eyes of the green apple.
Am
Oh,
I?
all right.
It's green
Now
apple
that
and
we're
lemon.
back, okay, that's food debates that I.
Yeah.
That's the problem. Is like I'm
Alright.
such a plain eater.
It
And I
is,
feel
but
like-
I have
Picky eater.
websites.
Yeah, I don't know. I
I'm
don't
such
have.
a picky eater that it's hard for me to have food debates.
I do have
Okay.
two technically, just from mostly myself, is that I prefer pineapples more than any other fruit.
You're weird.
And the pineapples are good.
Yes, I do agree. Pineapples are good. Not on
Pineapple
pizza,
on
but
pizza,
pineapples are
depending on
okay.
the toppings are good. It depends all about
Okay.
the toppings.
The other thing I have is that I actually love pineapples more with burgers.
What?
Okay,
I've heard
that
pineapples
one is
bur-
weird.
Rewind that sentence.
Here's the thing. I
Have
can't
you ever
blame
heard of a
Neo, 'cause
Hawaiian
here's the thing.
burger?
No.
Here's the thing. I've heard of this. I've seen it on restaurant menus. I haven't tried it myself, but I can see it working. With
I
the
can't.
It's the combination of sweet and savory. for me.
exactly. That's what it is.
That sounds nasty
It-
to me.
It just really depends on like the other stuff that's with it.
Right.
Okay,
that's why I think
here
pineapple-
is my food
Okay.
thing. When it comes to chicken wings, I prefer boned in to boned out. I can eat boneless wings and they just taste fine. It's not an issue with taste. There's just a cathartic factor just chewing meat off the bones for me.
That's fair. I prefer boneless
Mm.
myself, but
I
I
prefer
can respect
boneless.
that.
I prefer boneless also. But like
It's-
I could get behind a good bone-in chicken wing.
You know, it seems to me the consensus is boneless.
I feel like for me,
My only qualm with boneless is it's basically just a saucy chicken nugget.
I mean, yeah,
I
that's
mean-
what it is. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I feel like I'm eating more. I feel like I'm able to eat more than
Yeah,
chicken.
you're getting more meat on boneless wings.
Right,
Like I said, it's a catharsis thing for me.
right. Fair
Mhm.
enough. Anyway, this one. Sour. I can definitely taste the green apple.
First, like sour.
It's not as bad as a warhead because you're not like keeping the liquid like in your mouth for very long.
Unless
But you
you're
could still
weird.
feel you could still feel it.
You feel the burn.
Not like a
Feel
burn.
the-
Eve, did you have one or am I good to go for the
Go
first
ahead.
one?
My only thing was the pineapple on pizza thing
Okay,
that I can.
so
think
we have
of.
a BuzzFeed quiz,
Oh god, not
Oh
BuzzFeed.
no.
which I don't know what this truly is answering. It's like, where do you stand on these huge food debates?
Are we
Okay.
going
Now
in
we're all-
blind right now?
Oh yeah, we're just going in blind. I'll
All right,
read them
read
off.
out. Yeah, read them out.
First one. Which style of tacos is the best?
None.
Soft shell
Oh.
Yeah,
Soft shell, 100%,
non-existent.
or hard
I agree
shell?
with
Oh,
Dave.
oh,
obviously.
oh! The
Non-existent.
question is soft shell v hard shell. Ooh,
Yes.
okay. I actually have an opinion on this one. I actually have an opinion. I don't have tacos a lot. Generally, when I've had them, they've been hard shell. I think I prefer hard shell slightly, though
I would
I
s-
acknowledge with that a caveat, a very important caveat.
Okay.
Hard shells, the meat on the hard taco. I have a taco. It's just the meat, barbecue sauce, the shell.
Barbecue sauce.
Yeah, whatever. What is the issue? It's a thing with meat. Why not have barbecue sauce? Is that a crazy thing?
For me, I
Guys,
prefer soft
yeah,
tacos
so I
for two
think-
reasons.
I was gonna say, yeah, there's a
Yeah.
caveat to my like of hard shells. I acknowledge when I have hard shells that more of the meat's gonna fall off.
Yeah, honestly, I have that
Yeah.
issue. Like, let's say Taco Bell, for example. I know that
Mhm.
they're not every taco place, but
Yeah.
a lot of times when I have Taco Bell, if I get a hard shell something, a part of the shell ends up breaking off because of the sauce.
I mean, a lot of the time that happens with soft tacos.
But at the very
it does.
least,
I just find it happens more with hard tacos.
yeah, it happens a lot more. Maybe it's because of them being hard or something.
So,
I don't
This
know.
one's also a
For
debate
me,
that
it's
I
like-
should not participate in because I do not like Mexican food.
I mean, I don't
Fair
really
enough.
either, but I still have an opinion on this. So I'm
Also,
gonna vote
soft
hard.
tacos. Soft tacos. I feel like are better
Um,
for your teeth.
Yeah, I'm gonna vote hard shell.
For me, I would go with soft shell because
Hey.
I much more preferred. It's less of a taco that way, but I kind of
Yeah.
like
Kind of like
wrapping
making a burrito.
the soft shell over
Yeah,
all the
I
meat.
prefer
If I-
Like
burritos
a-
over
yeah,
tacos.
like a
If for
burrito.
some reason I'm eating a taco, I want it to be soft shell.
All right, it sounds to me like
So
we
soft
have
shell.
our stances.
Oh.
Most
Okay.
likely, I'm assuming.
I'm just gonna take a screenshot and just put those in the Wednesday group.
Please read it as well, because I'm not adding the
Okay.
images tonight. I'm just not doing images tonight.
So 69%
Nice.
voted for soft tacos.
Nice.
I'm sorry.
We
I'm
win.
sorry. I had
That's
to.
the
I
ultimate
had to send a
winner.
screenshot. Anyway,
All right.
That's
okay,
a
well,
winner.
next
Yeah.
one. We were just talking about this. Does pineapple belong on pizza?
No.
Duh or no ew?
No,
No.
I have tried it before.
I
It
think
doesn't work.
Ross the nose have it.
I'm disappointed, but you're right. Yeah. Apparently, you guys are the majority with not a big majority.
I
Yeah.
know it's a
53%.
close. I know it's a close one.
53. Ooh. Okay.
Yeah.
Big debate on this one.
Okay.
Vanilla or chocolate ice cream?
Vanilla.
Vanilla.
Chocolate ice cream tastes like
Vanilla.
chocolate cardboard unless it has stuff
I
in
mean,
it.
I don't hate chocolate
Ooh.
ice cream, but I will choose vanilla every day of the week, including Sunday,
That
is
which is
summer.
in my childhood when I traditionally got ice cream.
I'm surprised that was a quick unanimous vote for vanilla,
Oh yeah, no.
which I agree
yeah.
with. I agree with.
Yeah, vanilla
record.
gets so much hate. It's like, no, but vanilla's so good.
Oh no, I don't. No, I like vanilla. Like I'm just,
If I'm having a plain ice cream, I'm
Yeah.
having vanilla.
Oh, this is a funny one. Which
Ugh.
one? These are.
Mm.
I've not read any of these yet.
Yeah, that's why I asked if we're going
So-
blind. What's the result?
So the result is 54% vanilla, 46 chocolate.
Fairly close. Fairly close.
Yeah, it's close.
That's
I mean, it's
very
I mean,
close.
yeah. Anyway, correct way to make cereal: cereal first or milk first?
I don't
Cereal
eat-
first.
I don't eat cereal, so I can't.
Cereal
I'm gonna be honest.
first.
Yeah, cereal first is the. Let me tell you. There's science to this. Cereal first is the only way because I'll tell you why. You put the milk in first, right? You pour the milk. This is me pouring in the milk.
Yeah.
All right, now here's my bowl, right? And then you pour in the cereal. You have
Oh,
no
the
way to
cereal.
tell the cereal to milk ratio you should go with. But you put the cereal in first. The cereal will rise as you
As you fill it up.
pour the milk.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you'll know exactly when it's where you like it.
Yeah.
So cereal
That
first
and-
every time.
That and you have
Now-
the right up ratio for milk for when you get another bowl of cereal.
But I did not
Mhm.
think. I did not think any of you guys would be in milk first.
I don't like cereal.
Now
No.
I have two
Why would
invisible
we?
bowls. I have two invisible bowls of milk I made as demonstrations. Who wants them? Or cereal
I'll
rather.
take them to give them to
I'll
the
take
cat.
I'll take one. I'll take
I'll
one.
take one to give
All
it to the
right.
cat.
Boop, 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 boop. Here's Ross. I randomized it. You guys don't know which one you got.
Glug, 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 glug.
You just try. You don't. You barbarian. Drinking that's cereal. There's cereal. You gotta get the spoon first. Fun fact:
Look,
I actually
man,
had
I
a pretty
swallow
unique.
things
I
whole.
actually had a pretty unique cereal this morning.
What kind did you have?
It was a cinnamon toast crunch, cinnamon rolls or cinnamon buns flavored.
Oh, I've seen those.
Yeah, I've seen those too.
I've
Although
actually
Not
had
actually
a
a big fan,
variation.
if I'm being honest.
I just had a horrible idea because of
That's
me drinking
dangerous.
this.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, it wouldn't be
Oh, God.
crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Leaps what to do to OBS. There we go.
There
It's
you go.
fine. Oh, this is good.
Warhead cereal. The reason why this might be a potential thing is
I-
because Sour Patch Kids.
Oh
has a
yeah,
cereal.
no, it
I
could definitely
forgot
be a
Sour Patch
cereal.
Kids has a
I would not
cereal.
want something sour in the morning. Who? I want
Oh,
something
God.
sweet.
Honestly, I would try it at nighttime just to
That
fucking
would
myself.
that would be one of those things where
Yeah.
like if you smoked weed, that would be a really good monkeys snack.
Maybe,
Anyway.
maybe. Next
Yeah,
up.
cereal
What's
first.
next?
Ranch on pizza.
Yes.
No.
So we have no what the fuck or yum.
Yum.
I'm no. I have
Ooh.
mentioned this already. The only thing that goes on pizza. You
No,
got the
I think
crust.
I think it
You got the
means dipping
tomato
the
sauce.
ranch.
You got the
I think-
cheese. And you got the
I think-
pepperoni.
Okay.
I think it means dipping it in ranch.
Yeah. I remember you repeat what I said. The only thing that goes on pizza by any means, crust.
I
Tomato
never
sauce?
gave my opinion yet.
Yeah,
Yeah,
what's
sorry,
your
Neil.
opinion?
So this one really depends on what the pizza
Yeah.
is with.
As a Midwest,
Because if it's like buffalo chicken on pizza, I will have
Ooh,
absolutely
yes,
have
yes.
ranch on the
as
pizza
a
with it.
as a
Absolutely.
Midwesterner to my core, ranch goes with any pizza, any burger.
Okay,
Nope.
okay, hold on.
I wouldn't say that.
I'm just gonna note. I
I'm
genuinely don't like ranch at all.
Here's the thing.
I love
I'm on the
ranch.
here's the thing.
It's
I'm on the
only
side of
condiment I
ranch,
like.
but I'm more on Neo's side because would keep
I
Can we
will
cut?
say.
Oh.
Oh, are you having a lot of issues?
My camera's frozen.
Okay, so
Uh,
I think, much as I hate to admit it, the yeses have it.
yeah, the S's have it, but also I don't think ranch goes on any. Do you want ranch on a?
It sounds
sardine
like
pizza?
East
Ross,
Midwestern
any-
vibes say ranch goes on everything, which I hard
apparently-
disagree.
So
Ross,
apparently
you have to
Eve-
keep in
How's it
mind,
disagree for
ranch
me?
is one, the only condiment I like.
also Eve.
And two, I only eat pizzas with a shit ton of meat on them.
Yeah, that you know fair. That's fair. Also, we're in the minority, guys. 47%.
I'm happy to hear it.
I mean,
personally.
that's
Also,
still-
I just want to point
still
out,
close.
7% of people put milk first.
Ugh.
Ew. Ugh.
Okay,
Okay.
this one I know we're gonna have to have a good interesting talk about if the votes go right. Best form of bacon: soft and chewy, or hard and crispy?
hard and crispy.
Hard and crispy.
Fuck.
Oh, do you prefer bacon soft and chewy?
No, it's not that. I actually prefer both.
That's fine.
I don't have
Fence-sitter.
it. I don't
For
have.
me, it
I don't
depends on
have
what it
an
is. If
opinion
it's
on this
just
one.
bacon by itself with like
Well-
a breakfast, then it has to be crispy. But
I
like
think it's-
if it's bacon on like a burger, mostly crispy but still a little soft.
I mean, you want it crispy. I again, my
I-
general eating. I don't eat bacon on stuff. Bacon is a side for me purely.
I
Even
mean,
on
it
the few
doesn't
occasions
really
like
matter
I'll
what I
have a
say
burger that
because
comes
the
with
answer is obvious.
Here's the thing: if it ain't crispy, it ain't bacon. That's
bacon.
that's
You're
my
not
opinion.
wrong.
That's my
And
opinion.
let's not perpetuate
English?
perpetuate the Canadian bacon myth.
It's just ham.
And you know what we
are
call
we
it
on
here
side
in
of-
Canada?
We're on the
So-
side of
Ham?
hard and crispy,
Yeah,
right?
we call it ham.
Yeah, you
Because
guys.
it's
You,
just ham.
I am like right in the middle, but you guys have obviously said hard. Like,
Yeah, hard.
Hard
Hard
Yeah,
and
yeah.
crispy.
Oh, and you know what?
Mhm.
This. Oh, by the way, we are in the majority.
I'm not
76%.
I thought it'd be close.
Mhm.
I thought it would be a
Kind
much.
of close, but still. good.
Okay, now we got a good question for you.
Okay.
Is a hot dog a sandwich?
No.
God damn it!
No. I have heard this debate 10 times till thing. I feel like you really have to turn your sandwich definition around to qualify a hot dog as a
But
sandwich.
here's the thing, though. Because someone brought this up and made me think for like a
Technically, by
second.
that, a hot dog is a taco because carbs on 3 sides.
I don't think so. I think a hot dog is its own category.
So, by the answers are no, it's a hot dog, and yes, of course.
I would say no, it's a hot dog for that reason.
No, it's a hot dog.
My answer is basically the same.
Okay.
No, it's a hot dog.
Yeah.
Well, fuck you guys. I'm joking. It's a hot dog.
All right. Glad we're
Oh,
all in
glad we-
agreement.
79%, by the way.
You're not too
Figured.
bad.
Okay. Here's another one that's similar.
Okay.
Is cereal a soup?
No.
Soup
No.
is hot and
No with
savory.
2 question marks.
I
or
think-
yeah.
For cereal to be a soup, hot dog has to be a sandwich.
Yeah, I
Since
agree.
hot dog is not a sandwich,
Yeah.
cereal is not a
Which-
soup.
Yeah,
Okay,
cereal's not
here's
soup.
my reasoning.
Because soup is hot and savory, and cereal's
Mhm.
not.
I was
really
gonna say you
bad
can't have
for
hot. If you have hot cereal, you're fucking doing it wrong.
And you're basically having oatmeal.
Yeah, oatmeal, which is its own thing. Not horrible,
Yeah.
but its own thing.
Also, I just want to point out, even though it's not on this thing, fuck oatmeal. No,
I agree.
What?
I
actually,
don't like oatmeal.
I actually don't mind oatmeal. I haven't had it in years, but I don't
It's-
mind it.
It's
here's
mostly
the-
the texture
I
for
don't.
me.
I
I
don't
don't like the. I don't like the idea of basically soggy cereal. But also, you got. Here's what I want to bring up.
Hmm.
I don't know if it was America that found it or something like that. But who was the person that was like, "Hey, this child has red warts on his skin. Let's just dunk him in oatmeal."
That's one thing I've always wondered.
Are we
too, is-
talking about chicken pox, Smith? 'Cause
Yeah.
those go like far.
Like who thought
Who
of that?
thought of that? You broke
Some
me,
crazy
Ross.
fuck.
Now, keep in mind, this is coming from someone that actually never got chicken pox.
I
So
don't
thank
remember.
God.
if
Oh yeah,
mom said-
I don't think any of us have.
Oh,
I don't
I've
remember.
had them. I've had them.
I might have.
Never
I don't,
mind.
I don't
Yeah,
remember if my
Yeah,
mom has said I had
it
had
was like when I was
before
like
or not.
6 or something. I had them.
But yeah,
It was,
no,
it was before I started having memories because I don't remember if I
Am I-
had it or
am I
not.
crazy for like thinking that? Like whose bright idea was it to just dunk this kid in
I
a
think the thing
soggy
is,
cereal?
chicken pox are horrible. You know what? I've actually heard apparently like there's like some new research has come out. It used to be the commonly held belief was everyone goes through it, so that way as a kid, that way it's not really bad for you as an adult. Turns out, or at least I've heard from like various people talking, that getting chicken pox as a kid increases your likelihood to get other stuff later.
Yeah, especially shingles.
Yeah, I guess-
Yeah, that's the one I
Yeah,
heard.
stuff like
yeah.
that.
So
My
hopefully that ain't my destiny.
My
But yeah, no,
grandpa had really bad shingles at
But
one
yeah,
time.
I have
Anyway,
had the
We
dishonor
agreed
of
on
having
no for
chicken.
that, right?
Yeah, no.
Yeah, no.
Okay,
Also,
that's-
Google doesn't even know who discovered chickenpox can be treated with oatmeal. That's how long ago
okay.
that
Also,
was.
apparently the science. I remember hearing the science behind it is like the oatmeal soothes the skin or something like that.
Soothes it out and dries it out.
Maybe.
All right, what's the next?
Anyway, correct mac and cheese utensil: spoon or
Spoon.
fork?
Fork.
Eh.
For
Really?
Well,
Oh,
it depends on.
yeah,
for
yeah.
me, it
Here.
depends on the type of mac and
Here,
cheese.
here.
Yeah,
Give me just
actually,
a
that's a good
second.
point.
I will be right
If
back.
it's
These
shells
are,
and cheese,
Okay. I
these
guess
are gonna
right
be
here.
a little dirty because I used them today and haven't brought them
Uh-oh.
up yet.
if it's shells and cheese, spoon. If it's the elbows, fork.
Ugh. I got here props.
Okay.
A spoon and a fork.
Yes.
Yeah.
So let me just. So mac and cheese. You got them. You guys have craft dinner?
Yes,
Yeah.
we do.
Doesn't
It's
matter.
just
So
called
you-
Kraft mac and cheese here, though.
Yeah, yeah. You got that, right? You got it? You got it in a bowl. Yep.
Yep.
This is me picking it with a spoon.
Yep.
And I maybe get like one little thing. I don't eat it, but when I do eat it, you want to get a lot of them in a spoonful, right?
Right.
And it just ain't happening. But with a fork, you go stab, 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 stab,
Yes and
stab.
no.
My opinion
Stab,
is it
stab,
depends on
stab.
the shape of noodles.
I
think
guess
it
that's a
depends-
fair point.
I
If it's
think
elbow macaroni, fork every day of the week. But if it's shells and cheese, spoon.
now here's the thing.
Mhm.
I'm a spoon person, mainly because
Mhm.
I like after I finish off the mac and cheese. Sometimes there's a good bit of extra cheese
That
at
is
the
true.
bottom of the bowl. And
I don't
You
want.
can't exactly
you know
scoop
what?
it with a fork.
Here's the thing. I don't want the cheese by itself. Again, I don't even like mac and cheese, but I have eaten it in the past.
So actually,
Okay, so
Oh,
Lee,
no.
you're
So-
leaving.
hold on.
I still had an opinion on this
crime.
debate. My vote
That's
is
a war
fork.
crime.
That is a war crime.
Hold
to
on,
not
My
like
vote
mac
is
and
fork.
cheese.
What do you got, Neil?
So, yeah. So Ross, you mentioned the fact that there's a bunch of cheese like down at the bottom of it. Get a scoop it up with a spoon. No, because
drink it.
no, because I don't usually eat mac and cheese in a bowl. I usually have it on a plate.
Oh, okay.
So, do you
are-
want to know what I do to get the cheese? 'Cause
What
I
do you
still
do?
do.
Lick the plate.
That
No,
or fold
I
it like
don't
a
lick the
taco.
I
Okay.
actually take the fork and those little in betweens. I just kind of stick it into the cheese, scrape it to like the side a little bit.
Am I
ketchup it, and
hearing,
then
Neo, that your vote fork?
I am vote fork.
I think
Whoa.
we
It
need to
sounds
put
like-
it. Here's how it'll work. Here's how, if you don't mind me, like doing some little
If you can find your
judging
die.
yeah, where did I hide it? The cheese dice. You know what?
I got
How
a dice,
appropriate
too.
we resolve this with the cheese dice.
Wait, Steve, were you on spoon or fork?
I was both. It depends on the shape of the noodle.
I'll say that you guys win then, because I'm on spoon. I'm the only one on spoon.
Okay, fair enough. Then I won't resolve it that way.
Anyway, really?
What is it? Everyone else
Most
fork?
say fork.
71% chose fork.
Well then.
Keep in mind, this is 2,701, or wait, no, it's 27.1k votes.
All right. Well, it sounds like we win, Neo.
And half Eve.
I'm surprised by that. Anyway, best way to slice a sandwich: rectangles or triangles?
Triangles.
Triangles.
I don't eat sandwiches often, but when I do, it's got to be cut in
I
triangles.
mean,
if
yeah,
I'm doing
yeah.
it.
I mean, are we talking? We're talking rectangle. Are we talking like diagonal, horizontal here?
Yeah. Diagonal.
Yeah,
horizontal.
we're talking diagonal, horizontal,
All right.
or with the rectangles, it's like the 4, or like rather the plus.
So my sandwich
You
of
know,
choice
this
is
question actually sucks.
mayonnaise and tuna.
Ew.
Oh, they're good. It's really good.
I don't like tuna
It's good.
or
It's good.
mayonnaise
It's
for
good.
that matter.
Neo, you
So-
got to get this. I don't like mayonnaise generally, except for like on meat sandwich, like turkey and. Anyways,
Okay.
I can't do it.
first,
I can't do the texture.
Ross,
of
what was
it.
your answer?
Mine is triangle.
so those are triangles with
All three of you are triangle, but here's.
Here's a-
Can
I
I at
prefer-
least give my opinion?
Let
Yeah.
Neo say his things.
Okay.
So this question kind of sucks for me because I grew up much differently than when it comes to like food stuff.
Okay.
Okay.
Like, and you guys prefer the triangle sandwiches. I can sympathize with that. The problem is, I grew up with the rectangular sliced sandwiches.
I
My
mean,
thing is,
yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
I have a
thing
reason.
So
I also have a reason for triangles. So you go ahead first, please.
for
let Neil
me,
finish.
it's like
Neil's done.
for me the thing I like about a rectangle is you can get more in the bite with any side.
I don't know. The thing about triangles are easier to hold.
Not only are they
I
easier
feel
to
like
hold,
that. Yeah.
but scientifically, you get more sandwich if you cut it diagonally.
I know Food Theory covered this recently.
I was gonna say, Eve, are you sure you didn't just watch Food Theory and just claim it as
Yes,
scientific
I'm
fact?
sure.
Anyways,
I don't watch Food Theory.
with all that being said, go on to the next one,
Either way,
Ross.
it's triangle.
Yeah, so we got triangle, which by the way, triangles 79%.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah,
interested.
I'm in minority.
It sounds like, for the most part, we're in the majority, which I guess makes sense. That's how
There's a few
averages
things
work.
We haven't been, but for the most
This
part,
one is interesting
Okay.
because I feel like it definitely changes when you get older.
Okay.
I'm listening.
Should breakfast be sweet or savory?
Sweet.
Depends.
Mm,
love
Sweet
pan-
every
I
day
love-
of the week.
I love pancakes and waffles.
yeah.
As a
so-
kid, I would definitely say I'm more sweet.
I
But
guess
think
I
as of
never.
late-
Yeah, I guess I never grew out of my childhood taste buds in that regard. I have a
I
huge sweet tooth.
Same. I still like
Neither have I.
breakfast, like pancakes or waffles with like sausage, bacon, and a fried egg.
I think
But I also
might-
enjoy a good omelet every once in a while.
I think I lean more savory now. I
I-
enjoy a pancake or a waffle or French toast. You know,
Yeah.
Oh, now I want French toast.
Same. I love. French
Look, you
toast.
already caused issues when we start talking about bacon.
but man, say
I make a
getting
mean.
a good
toast.
breakfast that you know what I mean?
I make a
I'm
mean
good.
French.
You know what?
toast.
You know what?
I make
For
I
Okay,
just-
what do you
breakfast,
I just never grew out of my child phase because I still go for Lucky Charms, Cinnamon Toast Crunch,
Going
and
for the
literally
classic cereals.
anything else.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
Wait, I
I'm
just
guessing
realized
your vote is-
we're at a 50-50. That means for realsies now. Ross, do you mind if I
Wait.
resolve this?
Wait, who's the second one that voted Savory?
You didn't eat both Avery?
No, I said sweet.
Oh, you said sweet? I
Yeah.
thought
You
you
know, I'm in minority, but I'm fine with being in minority.
All right,
I
sweet
said
wins then.
Sweet
Sweet wins then. Sweet
because
wins.
yeah, because I like
Interesting.
waffles.
So
What is it?
apparently, you guys are in the minority, 33%.
Really?
Okay, wow.
I did not think about
All
that.
right, next up.
Okay, this one's just random.
Okay.
And finally, where does the peanut butter need to be stored? The fridge or pantry?
Pantry.
Pantry.
Pantry, yeah. What? What? Who? What?
What kind of
psycho,
final question
I will
is
say,
that?
Ross,
what psycho puts a peanut butter in the fridge?
cold
if it's
peanut butter sounds awful.
it does.
Unless we are having a Reese's peanut butter cup.
Yes.
Also,
Mm,
I guess bonus one for you guys.
Uh-huh.
Chunky or cream peanut butter?
Cream.
There's only one correct answer.
Is
And
it
it's
cream?
creamy?
It's both.
No,
No.
Well-
Ew.
you're
Not
wrong.
at the same time. No, not at the same time. No, but
You're still wrong.
You're still wrong. We talked about this. This conversation, Ross, is what sparked you wanting to do this category.
I
It
know.
is.
You know that I hate when soft foods, like liquidy like sauces, mix with Anyways,
Hard things.
yeah, I just
And
dislike
now
it. We are
we got
30 minutes in,
Oh, we are 30 minutes in?
Yes.
Oh, wow. I didn't think that would take that long.
Me
Damn.
either.
so
I might have to make this a.
I mean,
save that
I
for
mean, to
another
be
part.
fair, we
Mhm.
did go
Yeah.
into a lot of debate with a couple of
Yeah,
them.
we
I guess
did.
I will continue drinking these concoctions
I'm scared.
during
Uh-huh.
other segments.
All right.
I'll have to do a part 2 of this one maybe at some point.
Fair
Uh,
enough. We'll get back to it.
That, ladies and gentlemen, boys and gals, was this segment.
Let's see who fate dreams to. No, you can't do him again.
That was the thing what to roll me.
Neo, how is your head feeling right now?
Before we begin, we actually got to cut here for a second. Sorry, what was the question again, please?
How's your head
How's
feeling?
your head feeling?
Well, I'll tell you in a moment.
Before we
Cut again and
I'll cut back out.
I actually need to dress up for this one.
oh
Okay.
god.
buy a green apple, not bad.
How's the lemon one?
I was gonna see if I could taste test it before we cut, but
I cut back in, Ross. We're good.
oh, we're back in.
Yeah.
Only so that you can taste
All right,
it.
you can cut back in now.
We already
late, yeah.
did.
Ooh.
All right, hello. Yeah, hello, everyone.
Oh, it's a tiny top hat!
I'm feeling very particularly
It
fancy
is a
today.
tiny top hat.
It's tiny top hat Tim.
Tiny top hat.
I'm feeling
Tiny
very
top hat.
professional.
Tim.
You
The
really cannot speak.
terrific-
correctly.
Indeed.
Thankless fellow.
Just
Anyways, Neo, important question, Mr. Tiny Top Hat Tim, the terrific, thankless fellow. How are you doing today?
Well, I'm doing quite fine myself, and actually,
And Neo,
I'm not gonna throw this hat this time.
That's
Oh.
a first. Also, your screen share froze again, and now our foreheads are.
anyways,
ginormous again.
what does Tiny Top Hat Tim have to do with this segment?
What is happening with your?
Well, you see,
There
well,
we
you see, I'm actually gonna put this back on for a second, because, like I said, damn it.
go.
Like you said,
Like I
Well, hold it.
Yeah.
So see, I'm feeling very fancy today, very professional,
Very demure, very mindful.
Indeed.
okay.
and yes, the hat is important.
Oh no.
Oh, that's a first.
The hat has something to do with the segment.
Everyone, welcome back to Rate the Revenge.
We're rating the revenge again.
Oh, have we gone professional? Or
We have
another word.
pro revenge version.
Oh,
Okay.
Okay.
Are you going to ask the dice once more?
No,
You got them in order.
Oh.
Okay. In that.
there are only 3 stories this time.
Oh.
That's
Okay.
why no dice.
Okay.
I only did 3 because the ones while I was searching, these are really long.
Oh no.
Oh no.
all right, a 12-hour segment, guys.
Well, no, I actually had to change one of them because it went on for like a good 5 seconds of scrolling.
Jeez.
Please, you're getting a pizza.
So, anyways,
Of course, I'm
It
getting a
does kinda
pizza
work.
out.
are we ready? So, are we ready for the first one?
Yep. I got
Yep,
my
but real
pizza.
quick, the lemon one tastes like a lemon drop.
Fair enough. All right.
All right.
Start us up.
All right. So, the name of this one is Got Rude Guy Arrested for Suspended License.
Ooh.
That's already a good title. Yeah.
This story takes place about 20 years ago. In the
20
mid
years
2000s, my
ago.
friends and I would. This was 6 months ago, by the way.
No, it was 20 years ago.
This post. Well, this post. This post was made 6 months ago.
Gotcha.
In the mid 2000s, my friends and I would frequent a small billiards place in a neighboring town where you could rent a table by the hour or play per game. We'd play a few games, watch whatever sports were on TV, and have casual conversations. There were no problems and no drama until about 3 months of us visiting this place. A guy shows and takes our spot at the billiards table. No big deal.
No.
We were all chatting anyways. 20 minutes later, my friend lets him know we want to play next game, and the jerk is super dismissive. Needless to say, we didn't get in during the next game, so I politely let him know we want to play next. Another lady chimed in, she wanted the game after us. The guy blatantly ignored me and the other woman.
Ew.
Okay.
Some more time going by, and the guy leaves the table. We see our chance to get in. We put the quarters in, and the balls are dispensed, except the green 6 ball. The guy took it to the bathroom with him.
What?
Wow. What a dick.
At this point, it was ridiculous, and we notified the manager. The manager noted it was 12:30, and they were going to be calling last call and closing, so he didn't want to make a scene by kicking him out. He gets us another ball so we can play. The guy comes out of the bathroom and knows we realized what he did. He smirks and proceeds to the patio to have a cigarette, bringing along his beer and the green billiard ball. The guy comes back in and tossed the ball he was holding onto the table, hitting a few balls on the table and messing up our game.
What
a
an
dick.
asshole.
He goes up to the bar just in He goes up to the bar just in time for last call. One of the friends I was with suggested we follow him home and each call the highway patrol to report a suspected drunk driver. 3 of 4 of us agree, so when he leaves, we used our trusty Nextel push-to-talk phones and coordinated several calls to the police. We provided details like license plate, vehicle make and model and color, and mentioned the car nearly hit another vehicle, was swerving between lines, and driving erratically. This was under a 15-minute plan. We had no idea where the guy lived, but suspected it was close as he was visiting a neighborhood place, so our time was limited. The one guy who didn't notify the police tailed the jerk and called us giddy. When a police officer pulled between him and the guy and turned in his lights, or turned on his lights to pull him over. The police blotter that week included an arrested of a guy who was pulled over after multiple calls of erratic driving. He wasn't arrested for DWI, but instead for driving on a suspended license.
Even better.
Is that the end of it?
That is the end of it.
Okay, I have a few thoughts. We'll let Ross go first.
I'll let you go first.
Okay. This was a good revenge, but it was petty, not pro. For a
Yeah,
few
it was more
important
petty than
reasons.
I would say more the petty, yeah.
Okay, so here are the reasons. Number one, this wasn't some big life-ruining thing. Number two, it's less revenge to get him arrested. The petty thing was tailing him to see it happen. It was less revenge and more just being responsible human beings.
Yeah, I mean, the extra effort, and does the story actually clarify something, Neo? Like, is there a comment for this? Because something that I noticed, unless I'm overlooking it, they did not actually see him, get close to hitting someone else's car.
No, they didn't. What
They
they
were just
reported,
making the calls.
yeah, they were called because they
Okay.
saw him drinking a bunch and getting into his car.
Yeah,
Which,
honestly-
Ross,
honestly,
as
yeah,
someone who worked at the location you work at, you should know that's a big no-no.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. In fact, did I ever talk about this?
You
I
have
don't think I ever talked
not.
about I don't think I ever talked about this about my channel, but or on my channel. So podcast exclusive story.
Okay.
Basically, it's not that crazy. I
Mm-hmm.
was in the dish pit one night, right?
That's where we
That's
usually
usually
find
where
you.
are.
And I just hear a loud bump from the outside.
Oh god. I
Mhm.
think I know where this is going.
I go outside, and keep in mind, the car I saw on the camera, it left in a hurry.
Ooh.
And from the bartender's own words, they were given a good number of shots.
Ooh, I hope someone called.
Oh dear.
I believe someone called.
Good.
Yeah. So I go outside. Again, the car's not there. And not one, but two of basically these like wooden posts that are outside of our cooler / freezer
Mhm.
for the kitchen
Mm.
are broken.
Oh
And
god.
they have yet to be fixed.
No, they've been fixed. They've been replaced because it's wood. You can't.
And
exactly-
out of pure morbid curiosity, how many millennia ago was this?
I would say about 6 or 7 months ago, give or take.
Okay.
Like it's been a minute, but it's been replaced. It actually got replaced.
I like how we both exaggerated in the opposite direction. Anyways, so
But
yeah, so
also,
those are
there
my
is a
thoughts. I
bump-
think
there is a bump that
Yeah.
you can like visibly see on the cooler that I could literally get a photo on next time I work and
so.
send it in the Wednesday group.
Those are my 2 cents. So I will state, obviously, can't really rank it without getting its competitors, but it'll probably go middle of the road if I had to guess.
I'm thinking low.
Yeah, that's what I was
I'm
thinking.
thinking middle or
middle of the
low.
road to low.
I think
Honestly,
again,
I
I
agree with
think
you. Like, simply
yeah,
these are just I honestly it barely fits the criteria of even petty revenge because they're just calling because
again,
hey,
I think
he was
because they followed. Yeah, I think because they followed him, that makes it petty revenge. Anyways, there's our thoughts. Next one.
I will admit I mostly just got that one because of how short it was because these ones are a bit longer
Okay, send it out.
and maybe a little bit more juicy.
I mean, to be fair, that's the nature of pro revenge.
Oh,
Pro revenge is by its nature involved.
Oh, absolutely.
Like this one, for example.
Yeah.
Number 2.
Fired from my job, but received a year's worth of pay and got my boss fired.
Oh, I
sounds
think
good.
I know where this is
I've heard
going.
stories about this, but let's hear it. Let's hear what this generate.
You do still need to hear the third one, but let's keep going. This happened in the early 2010s, before the advancement of technology in video editing and content creation. I was hired as a content creator for a university that wanted to leverage YouTube to kickstart their branding campaign.
Yeah.
The pay was low, roughly
Mhm.
$2,200 US, and in those days, there were not that many video content creators around, and the process usually took a long time from start to finish. I was hired, and on my second day, my manager presented my KPI of 85 3 to 10 minute videos in 52 weeks, which was impossible for a one-man team in those days.
I've read
This
this
meant
one.
I had to do.
Not that
You
that matters
have?
for this category. This game we're playing doesn't care about that. Just noting, I have actually read this one.
I haven't.
This meant I had to do the scripting, producing, casting talents, shooting videos, composing music. They were too cheap to pay for a royalty-free music subscription, and editing. All of which I had to use my own equipment and software because their cameras and computers were so old. They simply couldn't handle the strain of even doing things in 720p, much less
Okay.
1080p.
I want to give them their soft. I have the power myself exclusively to give context to this.
Okay.
Let me tell you the experience of trying to edit something, especially something involved, on a shitty PC. Because I know this. Okay, so I made a lovely video that none of you, except for Neil, are technically allowed to watch, called the Danganronpa Franchise Award. And it was basically kind of like I had an animated avatar and a bunch of slides, and every frame had to be done manually. And so imagine how annoying this was. Because I was using a shitty PC at the time, I would put in a frame, I would have to save and then immediately close, because if I put in another frame, the program would crash.
Oh,
Oh
no.
God.
So that meant that in order to do this on a shitty PC, I'd have to go put this frame here, Control S, close, relaunch. Put this here, Control S, close, relaunch. Put this here.
Oh
But just
my
keep in mind
God.
that it takes like a good 20 seconds to boot up.
Oh, how long did that video take you, please?
A while until I just switched it to a different PC. I borrowed my brother's.
Oh,
at
you
the time.
eventually did that.
Oh my god, that project was that video was like a good 40 minutes long. It's a good video. It's like one I'm actually really proud of it. Anyways,
Which the video is totally linked in the description.
no, it isn't.
So,
Oh,
Carry on.
continuing.
But
I
it is
tried to
on
let my
this
manager
channel.
know.
All right, now continue. Sorry.
I tried to let my manager know, but she just smiled encouragingly, telling me to give it a try, assuring me if the videos were good, the quantity would not be what she focused on. Hearing this, I agreed to give it a try. My manager treated me well in the first month. However, one day, when she found out I was a smoker, her attitude changed overnight. A colleague had actually done a facepalm when I told her about it, and she let me know that the manager hated smokers and often advocated to get them fired. She started nitpicking me on everything, from smelling like cigarette smoke after my breaks, coming in 5 to 10 minutes late despite doing more than 4 hours of overtime daily, not being contactable during break times. The list goes on. But I soldiered on because I just wanted to do the work and do it well.
yeah.
5 months in, I was called into the director's office, where I saw my manager putting on her best displeased but gleeful face, and I felt my stomach drop. The director told me that she was disappointed because she had heard that I was falling behind on my work, and it was already halfway through the year, and I had only completed 30 out of my 85 videos. I tried to explain that I had been working my butt off on these videos. I literally worked 6 days out of the week, over 60 hours, just to do what needed to be done. And that being a one-man army made things impossible. And also the fact that the videos I had put up grossed the highest views ever on their YouTube page. I also recounted how my manager said that she was looking for quality videos over quantity. The director dismissed this and stated that the KPI was simply 85 videos in a year, and since it was almost half a year in with my numbers at less than half, she felt it prudent to cut the cord early. I asked how would they even meet the KPI if they were to fire me. Now my manager had snorted, saying, "We'll find a professional production house to finish your work." The director had given her an odd look, but nodded in her support nonetheless, telling me, "You don't need to worry, manager will get the job done." That was when a light bulb went off in my head. Seeing as I was the content professional in the office, one of my jobs was to keep a database of production houses to use in the event we needed to do a shoot that required more resources. And I was sure that they would be using the production houses in my database, as my manager had no contacts in the production industry. So I changed the contact numbers and messed up all the emails on all the entries except one. The one I had a friend working as a junior director, not an assistant director, but a director assigned to smaller video productions or video projects. I messed that up. I gave him a call and told them of my plan, and sure enough, within 2 days, they were called to come in to pitch. I told him that I had a plan that was a win-win for us. It would instantly help him and put him on the fast track to a director position by bringing in that much business to his production house, and it would also benefit me financially. I would teach him exactly how to pitch to win over the boss and the director, and in turn, his company would pay me a standard finder's fee of 15%. He agreed instantly and immediately put me on the line with his general manager, who, upon realizing this was to be 6 months of work for a high six-digit payout, instantly agreed and drew up a contract. As it turns out, after I gave them a metaphorical step-by-step playbook, they were the perfect fit, somehow understanding the needs and style of the university, as well as the sort of themes the university wanted to feature. The director and my former boss were amazed that my friend's production house was so familiar with their content that they signed them up on the spot. Now, even back then, using a production house back then was not cheap. Each video that they produced could cost double to triple my monthly salary, given that they had specialized people for each function: producer, director, director of photography, gaffer, sound person, video editor, assistant director, production assistants, etc. But this meant that they could complete a video every 2 to 3 days. So, yes, they produced 50 videos in a span of 4 months for over 100 months of my salary, and I sat back and collected the healthy 15%, which was about 15 months of my salary. This allowed me to put money aside for a holiday and the rest to further my studies with a respected film school overseas. I thought my plan ended here and I had gotten back at my former bosses. But to my surprise, I received a call from my colleague while I was holidaying in Bali one day. This was the same colleague who had facepalmed when I told her that my manager had found out I was a smoker.
Okay, bringing them back.
She told me that my former manager had been fired and my director given a massive blasting by the chancellor of the university. The content creation project, which I was hired for, was only given a budget equating to about a year and a half of my salary, and they had exceeded that budget by over 10 times. My former manager was so desperate to ensure that her content creation project could be completed that she had thrown caution to the wind, paying anything to get the job done so that she could show my director that she had completed the project and had approved the massive spend without getting consent from the director. So that is how I got my friend a super fast promotion to a full director in his production house, and a year of pay after getting unfairly fired from my job.
Oh my god.
Yeah, this was in
Yeah.
fact the story I read.
This is pro. This is pretty good pro.
Oh yeah,
I
no,
will
this is honestly good shot. This is number one. Here's what I'll no, Ross, go. You go.
So something I'll say this. A part of me wants to separate this into two parts of like there's an intentional one where, hey, you just get rich. But there's an answer. Accidental pro is also good as well. Because he did not intend for
He didn't intend
the
for his
people
manager
to be
get
fired and like because like how would he have known about the budget thing? But
Yeah, that.
it's still sweet. Both ends are still so
Such
sweet and
sweet
juicy.
revenge.
So by the way, do you see the difference between that and the first story, really? And what
absolutely,
changes to like
absolutely.
pro? I will state, I do not think OP is a good person. Every time I read this story, because I've read it a few times, because I don't know why it's come back over my desk a few times. I believe where I would have seen it would have been on Best of Reddit or updates.
Oh.
Only things go on there if there are updates.
Which I can tell you now, I haven't been looking at for a while.
What?
I haven't been looking at that for a while. I'm letting that cook.
Fair enough. Anyways,
That
I
was
also have it with the best. I also have it with the best.
Second or first.
Yeah, this is isn't it? It's better than the last one. All right, roll next story.
Yeah, final story. And now to drink the mixture, which I want to do a camera angle real quick.
That color's not as bad as it looked. From
Not as bad as it looked.
Yeah.
But still bad. Because that's like radioactive waste color.
I bet you it's more majority green
Well,
apple.
Ross drinks that.
Probably.
Cheers.
I want to see his reaction.
Cheers.
Am I aiming the right way? No, I'm
Nope,
not.
no, you're not.
Cheers.
Ross, you said cheers.
Right.
Wait, wrong way.
Clink.
Clink. Remember,
I
pinky out.
I tried to clink it with juice.
Can't do pinky out without. We're good. We're good. We're good. We're good. Okay, next story.
Last story.
Mm-hmm.
This one's rather long. It's rather long.
I gotcha.
Revenge on a client who tried to throw me under the bus.
Okay.
I was pushing 40, and I learned a lot of lessons in more than 10 years of legal practice. But one of the most important lessons I learned was from an older lawyer that I worked for as a summer student after the second year of law school. A lawyer has 3 duties, he told me. First to himself, second to the court, and last the client. Always make sure you come first and the client comes last. The reason? Because clients will fuck you, he said. They'll throw you under the bus without thinking twice. I should have stayed with this lawyer, but being young and an idiot, I had to go work downtown, and I'm still downtown now. But fortunately for me, I remembered this lesson, and it came in handy many years later when a client really did try to throw me under the bus. My client was this mid-sized company that did this and that, had and owned things here and there. Not big enough to be listed, but it did have a pretty sizable real estate portfolio. And one day, a building they owned burned to the ground. The company wanted to collect on the insurance, so they told Frank, a veteran salaryman, to deal with it. Frank was close to 60 and thought he knew what he was doing. He didn't need me to help him with the insurance claim. He told me he had everything under control. Besides, lawyers are expensive. Some guys really get off on not paying legal fees, and Frank was one of those guys who gloated over every penny that he managed not to pay to the lawyers. I dealt with Frank a lot, and he was always nickel and diming me. The insurer is going to fuck you, I told Frank. It was only by luck that I even knew about the fire and the loss because Frank had not asked for my help. He just let it slip one day, and since then I'd kept on top of him, trying to get him to smarten up. I'd have to fight to get him to send me the proof of loss form to make sure he hadn't messed that up. Frank fucked up a lot, and I wondered sometimes how he had a job. But the proof of loss was okay, at least, so that was one less thing to worry about. You don't know that, he said. I could tell he just wanted to get me off the phone. I'm paid to know when insurers are trying to screw my clients, I said, and the insurer is going to screw you. They've been stringing you along for ages with requests and questions and paperwork, but they aren't going to pay you, not unless you sue them. But Frank said he knew what he was doing, that it was all under control. And besides, he got along with the adjuster so great. The limitation period expires in 2 weeks, I said. And once that 2 weeks pass, it will be too late to sue. The moment that limitation period expires, they will stop taking your calls. You'll get a final email saying, sorry, you're out of time, and that will be that. Don't leave this till the last minute. Let me sue right now, and you'll have the money in no time. Frank was like, sure, fine, whatever. Don't bother me. I got this blah, blah, blah. And he got off the phone as soon as he could. I sent him the usual email with clear warnings and recommendations, which he ignored. I sent the email again and then again as the limitation period approached, and again a couple days before the deadline. I'm going to be at trial and you won't be able to reach me, my final email said. But you have to sue. You have other firms on your list, so pick one and sue. He didn't bother to reply, and I went off to do my trial. The trial lasted a couple weeks and no email from Frank. Then a month passed, and another sorry. Then a month passed, and another month. Still no email. I figured he must have sorted things out. Maybe Frank was right after all, I said to myself. And then my phone rang. It was Frank. Remember the fire insurance thing we spoke about? We'd only spoken about it like a dozen times. I figured he was calling up to gloat, so I cut to the chase. So they paid out. That's great, Frank. You were right. He asked me what I was talking about and could he see a copy of the claim. What claim? I said. The claim against the insurer, you know, that claim. Does that mean the insurer didn't pay? I said. He hung up on me, and then a few minutes later, my computer dinged, and there was Frank's email talking about how he spoke, and he told me to sue, and he was worried when I hadn't sent him a copy of the claim, so he was following up to get a copy of the claim. I emailed him back. I take it that the insurer didn't pay you, just like I told you they wouldn't. And now that the limitation period is expired, they told you to jump in the lake, leaving you with a loss in the millions. Is that it? I made a mistake by not going over Frank's head when he wouldn't listen to me. But if I'd gone over Frank's head, I never would have received another file from him. So I didn't. But that was then, and this was now. So I CC'd Frank's boss and his boss's boss, plus I CC'd Bill, the client's in-house counsel. Bill acknowledged my email right away and called me later that day. Frank messed up, he said. We know that. He's an idiot. So what do we do? So his excuses didn't work? Nope, Bill explained. That they'd summoned Frank to a boardroom, but his story didn't add up. Given all the warnings that I'd sent him, besides, there would have been no reason for him to keep emailing the insurer if he told me to sue. Once the file goes to legal counsel, Frank's role was over. The company knew Frank was bullshitting them, so that's it then, Bill said. We just lost a couple of $1,000,000. Yeah, it's okay, I said, explaining that when I realized that Frank was going to fuck up, I issued a claim against the insurer because I'd made Frank send me proof of a loss a while earlier. I had enough information that I could sue to preserve the cause of action. Not a great claim and short on details, but good enough. I'm gonna take a break on reading this for a second.
I don't blame
Okay.
you.
That's
This
fine.
is a long one.
Also, I will say,
Mm-hmm.
rather
Oh.
bitter.
I mean,
Rather bitter.
oh.
But yeah. No, not the story. Not the story. The drink. The drink.
All right, just let me know when you're ready, Neil.
Okay.
All right.
We are almost done.
Okay, let's go.
You sued without instructions? Bill said. Lawyers aren't supposed to sue without instructions because if you do that, you're personally liable for whatever cost the other side incurs. It's a big deal to sue without instructions. Yep, I said. I sued without instructions. I pulled up a copy of the claim and emailed it to him as we spoke. It's a little rough, I said, but we can always amend. Thank God, Bill said. Can I leave it with you? Of course he could. The insurer was a sitting duck, and I knew I'd collect from them no problem. A few days later, I got a call from another guy who worked for the client, a guy I didn't normally deal with. They had a situation and needed my help. I usually deal with Frank, I said. What's up? What was up was that Frank got called into another meeting, and they handed him a one-page letter. And then he put his little office things in a box, and security walked him past his co-workers to the elevator and escorted him downstairs to the parking lot. Bye-bye, Frank.
Bye, Frank.
He was too old to get another job, or at least not a decent one. It was a life-changing event for Frank, but for me, he was just an anecdote, a cautionary tale that I tell young lawyers sometimes over beers. Maybe too often, because I'm getting on in years and I have my favorite stories. I wasn't trying to get revenge on Frank, not at all. And I would have felt a bit sorry for him if he hadn't been trying to throw me under the bus. But the guy who replaced him was great and never nickel and dimed me. So it was all good. Now I'm done.
Okay,
Honestly,
it's not as good as the last one.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
more
not-
of an
not as good as the last
It's better than the first one, not as good as the second one.
Yeah. I mean, actually,
still-
I actually
Yep.
might rate this one lower than the first one.
I might rate it
Really?
lower.
Yes,
This is a better story in general.
but
that's the
it's
thing.
but the story says it right there in the final lines.
That
Yeah,
it was
like-
accidental.
No,
Yeah,
not that it
exactly.
was accidental. That it wasn't revenge. And you know what? It's not revenge. You want
Yeah.
to know why? Frank never personally slighted OP. Frank never even inconvenienced OP.
Yeah, no.
They talk about being thrown under the buses. No one believed it. Frank, no, yeah, no. This is. I'm actually gonna put this one in the last place.
Here's the thing. It was a good story. The story itself
It's a
was good,
good story.
not for pro. I do not think. Heck, I don't even think it. Here's the thing. The one in the middle, the first story,
Yeah,
I would rate it more petty than pro.
yeah. But at
The-
least
But
it's
it was so
revenge.
good.
The second story, definitely pro.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it a lot.
hmm
And then the last one, it's hard for me to even say it's petty.
No, it's no. Here's the thing. It's definitely petty. It's just not revenge.
Yeah, it's just
Right.
someone being petty.
All right. We have our ratings, Neo.
So anyway, repeat your ratings one more time.
The story we just heard takes the bottom of the poll. Then the first
Okay.
story takes the
Story
second.
3 takes
yeah.
third,
Then the
First story
story
takes
takes second, and
and
then
then
the
Second takes first.
Second takes first.
do you want me to take the keys from you real quick?
Yep.
Yep. Here's my key.
Here's
Yeah,
mine.
please. And there's Ace. And there you go, Russ. All right. Doesn't matter. Anyway,
Yeah.
that is my segment.
Okay. Woo! Woo!
Woo!
I just remembered I have these fancy dice.
Oh, those are pretty.
And I just remembered I had this bag in my room.
They
Before you
are
roll that,
actually made of like
actually-
marble. They're really nice.
They look
Uh,
nice.
Yeah.
Before you roll that, I actually got to take this off.
Okay. Cut here. Fun segment.
die.
We are at like the hour and 11 mark, so we're making good
We're
time.
making- yeah.
All right, you ready, Neil? cutting back in. Okay, I'm gonna roll now. We're looking for a 1 or a 3. Yes, this is perfect. Eve, you're up.
Okay, cool.
You said you have a
I
tier
don't like the
list.
fact that he
Yes,
said it
I
was
have
perfect.
a couple.
It is. When I talk about what I'm going to talk about, you'll understand.
All right, so we're doing a couple fast food tier lists.
Oh boy.
I want to be clear. Will these have any crossover?
A little bit.
I feel like we shouldn't cover both.
We'll
that's
just
just
do
gonna-
the first. We'll just do the first one.
All right, yeah. That
And
first
it
one
is
should be
a specifically Canadian fast food
fine.
tier list.
I'm
Oh,
Oh, you're throwing me under the bus.
so really, so Eve, what you're saying is that we're just having Cleef's answer.
It's
Alright, cool.
it's got a lot of stuff that's in the U.S. too.
Okay.
As long as there's some stuff in the US, I'm
Yeah, as
good.
long
Yeah,
as-
most
as
of
long
it
as
is
we can
most of it is also in the U.S. I'm seeing.
Okay, let's
The-
see. Here
The first one
comes
we've got on the list
wait,
is
oops,
Arby's.
I did that wrong.
That
Please
is.
Please just turn to a tier list.
Oh no, please,
Oh,
what
no,
happened?
please.
Dear God, please.
What?
I can't tell. Are you an S tier? A
There we
D
go.
tier?
It's
Okay,
complete.
let me try that again. And putting it in the right place this time.
I got ranch fries.
You.
Ranch fries?
All right.
Oh,
There we go.
Okay.
First one is Arby's.
Arby's.
I personally love Arby's.
I've never actually had them.
I've never actually had them either.
Oh,
I
hold on.
love their roast beef and
Hold on,
cheddar
Eve.
sandwiches. I love their mac and cheese.
So, Eve, real quick question, just as a clarification for this: do we want to do what I did for the Disney movie one, where we can only have one at the top and one at the very bottom?
No.
No, not with this.
There's
Maybe-
definitely going to be many S tiers.
Yeah.
Arby's, I
I
would give
personally.
it a solid B or C.
Okay.
That's what I was gonna say. Is like a mid to low B.
All right, toss it in then. Toss it in.
I think it's overhated. I hear so
I
much hate on it.
agree. Another
Uh,
one I've never heard of. Harvey's.
I will give that high B. Harvey's is good. Harvey's, they're just your standard. They do chicken strips, fries, burgers, the like.
Okay.
Standard.
Next is Mr. Sub.
I don't like subs.
Really?
I've never heard of this place.
Is Mr. Sub like a Subway type situation?
Kind of, but we also have Subway.
Right. It's like a Subway combined with Jimmy John's type situation.
I don't know what Jimmy
probably.
John's is.
It's basically Subway but fancier.
Okay,
the
let's
word
put it.
fancy is a little questionable there.
We cannot rate it, so automatically F, unfortunately.
Yeah.
What's
the
that
wrong
Subway?
one.
Five Guys burgers
I've-
and fries. I have had
never-
them.
I've never had it.
I have
I-
had them once. They're a
I-
recent entry into the we have them list.
Okay.
I've heard
Okay.
Here's
they're
what
okay.
here's what I'm going to say.
I
Mhm.
will
Aren't
also
they
say
like
something to this,
insanely greasy?
but I'll
So,
let Ross
okay.
go first.
So, I am wanting to put it A. The only caveat, the reason why I can't put it S, even though I love their food, is that their menu is very limited. But
It is
what
a
their-
small menu, but
what-
their milkshakes are so good.
Here's the thing: what they have on the menu, all of it's good.
All right.
Probably
Yeah.
not good for you because
Oh!
there's in
I mean,
there.
this is nothing on this list is good for us, Ross.
Yeah, no.
All right.
Of the health quality, I would say
A-tier.
Five Guys
A
is
tier.
pretty bad.
I
tier?
will have to agree with Ross.
Yeah.
But yeah, and mostly
also-
agree with Ross.
Mhm.
Here's another thing as well, and someone pointed this out before.
Yeah.
It's hard to consider Five Guys fast food when it does take a good bit of time to actually.
Mm.
That is fair. Dairy Queen has to go to S. It is a huge part of my childhood.
I love
Ah,
Dairy
I-
Queen.
Okay, here's the thing:
Here's the important question.
we were-
once Ross is done.
if we were just rating the ice cream, then I would agree that it would be S.
I mean, yeah, I will agree. They're like strips and stuff are a little shitty, but their ice cream's so good.
I would
Their
say
strips are delicious. What is wrong with
no,
you?
They're okay, but they're
you're
not crazy.
mistaking me.
Yeah.
I don't have anything to
I-
say about this.
I
I
love
didn't
Dairy
really.
Queen,
I
girl.
never had
Dude.
Dairy Queen.
You've never
Oh.
had Dairy
You've
Queen?
never had
You've
Dairy
never had a
Queen?
Blizzard.
Oh my god.
Well, technically, yes, I did.
Oh, little.
No, wait, no, it wasn't. Never
Oh.
mind. Never had Dairy Queen.
All
Yeah.
right, carrying on.
Here's what I would say.
Next
Uh,
is
no, Ross
Go
speaking.
ahead, Ross. I
Uh,
didn't hear him.
because of how, because like people compared like the regular food of Dairy Queen to
Mhm.
baseball stadium food, which I
Yeah,
would say is fairly accurate.
Yeah.
wouldn't know.
I would be more willing to put it in A than S. That's my opinion.
I feel
really
like we
like
still
Dairy Queen
majority
food.
S.
Yeah, I like Dairy Queen.
We'll put
food a
it
lot.
low S, but seriously,
Yeah.
so I have a story. When I was a kid, every
Mm-hmm.
Sunday, my grandfather would all take us to the YMCA, and then right after Dairy Queen every week.
Oh,
So when I say it was a huge part of my childhood,
that's fair.
It
That's
literally
absolutely
was.
fair.
all right. Next up, we got a B tier.
Little Caesars is next.
Yeah,
Haven't
they're
had it yet.
Idiot beer.
Haven't had it.
Beer.
yeah,
Beer.
they're a B tier. They are. I don't know if you guys have this one.
Oh,
We
we do.
do.
We do.
I literally go.
Yeah.
They're not bad for how cheap.
Oh
they
yeah, they're
are.
not bad and they're
Uh,
cheap. They're not bad for what they are, but they're also their
Yeah.
slice portions are so small.
I'd put it at like mid to low B.
Yeah, I'll go mid B.
I have.
I think mid B. I don't know if it's above Arby's.
I haven't
don't know
had it yet.
Yeah, I feel like it's below Arby's slightly. I feel like it
I think
goes
it's
Arby's
okay.
ever
then
so
Little
slightly.
Caesars.
Oh, okay.
Now what's stopping this from being the top of S tier?
Wendy's.
What Wendy's?
Yeah, Wendy's.
But A and W is better.
I
It's
do
high A.
agree
It's high A, Ross. This is high A.
It is high A, but I do agree A and W is a million times better.
Never had A&W, so
Never
I
had
can't really
A&W.
say that. But with the fast food restaurants that I've had, between like, not just for examples, Burger King, Wendy's, McDonald's,
Mhm.
Wendy's all the way.
Yeah, Wendy's definitely all the way.
See, that's the thing. You guys rate highly Wendy's, but it's just that type of fast food restaurant. It does not win it for me.
Now here's the thing. I have more to talk
I will.
about. I have more to talk about the main three
Yeah.
when we get to the other two.
Gotcha.
Yeah, same here.
I gotta Google something. Hang on.
The Bell is Taco Bell.
Yeah, it is Taco Bell.
I know
And
it's a
that is
different
S
thing.
tier for me.
Well, your rating is what matters. Also, again, yes, this is supposed to be a Canadian list. Like, we have all those places. Obviously, you guys can see in the bottom there the truly Canadian one.
Can I? I don't know.
If you don't know it, Ross, you've been living under a rock.
Yeah. Okay. Where would you guys put Taco Bell? Because
I don't eat tacos, as discussed before.
Me either.
So.
Haven't had it.
Oh,
never
Ross's
had
rating is all that matters.
And it's soccer. Yes, it's S tier.
It is S tier because Ross is the only rating that
No.
matters. But don't
All
worry, A and W beats it. It's
A&W
just
is
the
also
top of
going to S
S.
I never had it.
I
So,
love
Haven't had
A&W.
it.
I
It
need
is
to
so
pop
good.
it or grab
Burger
it.
King
Try it.
is C tier.
Oh, hold
Yeah,
on.
Burger King is
Okay.
very mid.
Well, okay.
Okay.
Here is my thing for Burger King.
hmm
So starting off the bat, not a massive fan of their charbroil.
I just
Like,
don't.
What?
something about how they either
Do you
organize-
mean
the way they make
do you
it.
mean dang it, churro?
Charbroil.
Oh,
The way they
charbroil?
make
Oh.
their burgers.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's,
oh.
it's a specific
Oh,
way of how
yeah.
they cook their burger.
Oh yeah, that's absolutely fair.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, though.
hmm
I actually think it's B, low B, for
It's
the
not-
sole reason.
hmm
They have a very solid breakfast.
What did you murder, Neo?
I mean,
I just
you
shot my
don't
gun.
go. Very rarely do you go to a fast food restaurant for its breakfast. And here's the thing about Burger King. Other than also, A&W's breakfast is great, Ross.
I've never had it.
I've never had it in W.
Yeah, right. So to talk about
Um,
Burger King, everything they have, other places do better. That's my issue with Burger
Yeah,
King.
I say Burger King's
Okay.
like low,
Okay.
low.
I will
low
give it
B.
high
Hold
C.
on.
I'm
Can I give my
between high
opinion?
C and low B.
Oh, what's up,
Yes!
Neo? Yes, Neo.
Please.
We're all still giving our opinion, Neo. We're not
Yeah.
like making a final call.
I know. I just wanted to state something because mine's a little different than Ross's.
Okay.
Just a little bit, because for me, I don't go to Burger King for the burgers. I think some of the things that I go to Burger King for, if I'm really craving it and McDonald's is busy, I'll get the fries because I think they're fine.
But
But
Neo,
the main,
you just revealed everything in that sentence. If you're craving it and McDonald's is busy, you are
Yeah.
going to pick McDonald's over Burger King.
My thing
Yeah,
is, I prefer
but-
Burger King
but-
chicken nuggets, but McDonald's fries.
I disagree, but let's let Neo finish.
Yeah.
The thing I mainly get over at Burger King is always the spicy royal crispy chicken sandwich.
Ew.
Ooh, that's also good. That is true.
I don't like spicy.
Because-
So.
As someone who
I am mostly a spicy person, but I cannot deny that it is
All right.
that Burger King is absolutely middle of
I
the
will
road and low.
concede to low B.
Yeah, I would say low C, high. I mean high C, low B is. What I
Yeah,
meant.
put it
Yeah.
low B. Put it low B.
Definitely, I would say definitely beneath Little Caesars.
Absolutely.
Domino's
Domino's.
is C tier easy.
Yeah, it's
Nope.
good. I like
I-
Domino's.
Honestly, against I think it's
I
either C
don't.
or low B. It's just your standard.
Oh
pizza.
my god, my opinion is so much different than you guys.
What's
Oh,
yours?
Is
Okay.
Domino's like your absolute
actually
favorite
think
pizza
it's a little-
place?
No, absolutely not.
Okay, what is it?
Because my current favorite pizza place is not on this list, and
Fair
not
enough.
and also not a fast food restaurant.
Yeah, well, that
But
wouldn't be on
if
this
I
list.
had to choose between, if I had to choose any of these on here, I would go for Domino's.
Again, I disagree. Sorry, I do disagree. But
I did think
I will know.
Domino's
I
is good.
Domino's is my least favorite pizza place that I can actually stand to eat.
Domino's is the one with the garlic bites, isn't it? Like the garlic bread
Yes.
bites.
A
They're-
lot of the pizza
those
places
are
have
so
those.
good.
I was gonna say a lot of people have.
Yeah, a
those.
lot of places have garlic bites.
Or
The
something
thing about
similar.
okay, I can add context. For the longest time,
So-
Domino's was the only pizza we'd ever get,
Mm,
so I kind of got very sick of it.
I don't
That's
blame
fair. That's
For
absolutely fair.
for me, it's mostly because we started giving Domino's a lot recently after we got rid of our sort of vegetarian lifestyle. And I never really went onto it in the first place. So seeing it after like so long, I was just like, please.
you.
Okay,
But
so-
I will consent to at least a low B. I cannot put it at a C.
I would say low B, high C personally.
We need to start filling. Here's the thing: what you guys don't understand is the more stuff we put in B, the more that stuff needs to go to C.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah,
I
that's
think
Yeah,
it's think it's
I
gonna
say
be
put
high
Domino's
C.
in
Yeah,
I
if
see.
Domino's doesn't go to C, then we need to have a footnote of what C is.
Okay.
Subway.
I will have more to say about Pizza Hut, but
Pizza Hut is my
Moving
number
on.
one pizza place.
So Subway.
Again, I don't really eat subs, but Subway
I'm-
actually exists in the
You
States,
know what,
so
guys? Here's my true opinion. F tier. Their subs are not a foot long.
really, Ross? Okay.
okay.
Really, Ross. I've been getting sick from Subway subs recently.
Ooh, that's probably a good
You know
reason to
what?
lower it for you.
Yeah,
yeah,
they
no.
taste good, but it lowers it.
Are we
more
about to
because
get our
of the
first D?
treatment.
It's not the worst. I don't think it's the worst,
It's
Their
not the worst.
meat, their
I can
meats
agree.
are really good.
but you know what? I think it's either gonna be high D or low C. I don't still think the price is worth it. At least not
I don't
anymore.
really either.
Neo,
I'd
any
put it in
thoughts?
D.
I don't go to Subway at all. The only thing I know about Subway is the odd ones out Subway.
All right, it
Series.
sounds to
Subway?
me like D it is.
Yeah, I agree. D is
I'm fine with D.
fine.
Here's the thing. KFC. If I need to buy food for any reason for fast food, KFC is almost always my first choice.
I love KFC.
So I feel like
you know
it
what?
is personally
Hot
for me
take.
S tier.
I'm mad that they changed their popcorn chicken to chicken nuggets.
They haven't here.
They did
Chicken
here.
nuggets and popcorn chicken is a separate product.
Yeah, and they changed it completely to just chicken nuggets here.
So
There's
here-
one
Here's the
there's
thing.
one near me, but I haven't had it.
Okay.
My favorite thing from KFC is the famous bowls.
I used to get that all the time. They're still good. I still love them.
Mhm.
But here's the thing. As of late, when I would go to KFC, I haven't had it in like a couple weeks.
Yeah.
I would
Couple
get
weeks.
their-
Wow.
Couple weeks.
Couple weeks.
Like you make it sound like I haven't had it in a couple. That's still like
Years.
I haven't had it even longer than
Basically,
that, Ross.
Chicken sandwich. You can get the meal nuggets added to the meal. Fries.
Yeah, I don't know. I will say this. I don't know if it's the same in the States. But in
Okay.
Canada, at the very least, they've added a new seasoning to their fries that is so good.
Oh, they're honestly, they're really close to being like if I had to go for one place to go for fast food fries, KFC is up there.
Mhm.
If I want
But here,
good chicken, KFC's my
here's my. I know I had talked about early in the podcast how
Mhm.
you're not a big fan of mac and cheese, but KFC mac and cheese.
I know
fucking
that is a
slaps.
major side they offer.
It
It-
hits
It,
different.
literally, this is a show like my how
Mhm.
healthy I eat. I get that meal, but also I order a large bowl of mac and cheese.
Wow. All right. I
It's
believe
really good.
that sounds like low S to me, Eve.
Yeah, I agree. I personally would
well-
put it above Taco Bell. What do you guys think?
I would put it above taco, but I don't like tacos. I feel that's an issue.
Same.
Oh,
So I feel like it recalls to the person who's had them both.
I
yeah,
have no
me,
opinion
and
because I
that's
haven't
so
had
fucking
either.
hard.
I have no opinion.
Well, you know
because
what? Well, that's
you
it.
know what?
Let's put the
I think
obvious
it-
B
I
tier
think
in.
I think KFC goes above Taco Bell.
The obvious mid B tier and mid B tier. If you talk about mid tier fast food, there's a reason McDonald's is the standard.
I actually have a lot to say about McDonald's
Well, okay, you know, Neil, I'll let you go first.
because I know I said I prefer the McDonald's fries over Burger King. There's just one big issue that I can never overlook with McDonald's, and it will always put it at a low C for me.
What is that?
Brooke.
Either low C or high D for me.
Wow, that is
Oh,
a strong
that-
opinion on McDonald's.
Wow.
It is because McDonald's is the one restaurant that actually permanently ruined my taste of a certain food.
What is
Oh.
that? So you got some backstory with
Pickle.
McDonald's.
Pickles.
Ah.
Really? Really?
I'm sure you've heard this before. You go to McDonald's and you want to order a burger.
Mhm,
You're a
I
little
don't
kid at the time, so you
Okay.
don't really want any veggies on it. You
Yeah.
know?
Yep.
mhm.
Yeah.
Lo and behold, you take a bite and you get a big old thing of pickles and onions.
I don't like pickles or onions, so that makes
That
sense for me.
one bite
Yeah.
traumatizes me to this day, and I have never had pickles since.
Okay.
Here's the thing. So one with the pickle thing, I used to outright despise pickles. Now I think they're
I-
okay,
I hate
But-
pickles.
but when it comes to
Why the
McDonald's,
fuck
Mhm.
am
I
I
would honestly, I would put them lower than Little Caesars. I don't know about Burger King because here's the thing. They are so
For
not
me,
bland.
I would say
nowadays.
there is no universe where McDonald's is worse than Burger King. I would
Yeah,
accept
no.
lower than Little Caesars, even though in my
Right,
head,
lower-
like
but
McDonald's
here's-
is the difference of mid tier.
Here's what also I was going to point out.
Hmm.
McDonald's.
breakfast is
I have a
good.
couple points. McDonald's is not one of those restaurants where I would, or fast food places where I would go out of my way to get. But also,
Hmm.
we gotta consider the price. Like I don't
It's
know what it
gotten
is in Canada.
expensive recently.
I know that's fair.
Someone have you
Here's
guys seen
here's the
any
thing, Ross. There is
Whopper
one time,
review?
there is one occasion in which I will go out of my way for McDonald's, and that's when the McRib's in town.
Okay, other than the McRib. But yeah, but you also gotta consider there was a state. I think it was in Texas.
By the way,
Where-
do you want to know the torture of the McRib in Canada? And I guess this is not as popular here.
What
We go years between getting it.
really?
We
Yeah.
haven't gotten it in years.
Yeah, it was like 10 years between the last time we got it and
Oh
the
my
most recent.
God. But yeah, I remember watching a video talking about how ridiculous it is.
Hmm.
In Texas,
Yep.
for American dollars, you can get. I believe it was either the meal or the sandwich. I think it was just the sandwich though.
Yeah.
$13 for
That's
the
fine.
Big
insane.
Mac.
fun. I think so. The next
Yeah,
one,
I
I don't
gotta
believe.
consider the price.
I don't believe you guys have New York fries.
No, we do not, as far as I
I've
know.
never heard of them.
New
Uh,
York might have it, but we don't.
They do not. New York Fries is a hot dog place.
Intriguing.
I
That
will
sounds like
give
good
them
hot
mid
dog
A.
place.
They're good hot dogs.
Okay, so between Wendy's and Five Guys.
Yeah. So
Pizza
here's
Hut.
the deal. Pizza Hut. In fact, remember that pizza box I came out? I showed up earlier.
Yeah, that was
Yes.
Pizza Hut.
That was a Pizza Hut pizza box. Pizza Hut is my favorite
So-
pizza place.
Pizza Hut's pretty good.
So
I'd put it like
It is. I will say it is high A for me, not S, because how expensive they are.
I'd put
actually,
it like just below
True.
Wendy's personally.
Mhm.
okay, here's what I'll say about it because I do have an opinion on this. Originally, I would say this is S tier, but the reason why it puts it at high A above Wendy's for me,
Yes. So we're in agreement.
the reason why is because they got rid of my favorite option to get when I'm over there.
And that
Which
is.
was
You know how they have different sorts of crusts that you can choose from?
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, back then, they actually used to do a combination of those crusts.
I remember that.
I don't.
My favorite, and I'm going to sound weird for this, is the stuffed crust. That's not the weird part. The weird part comes up with pretzel.
Stuffed. I figured that's what you were gonna say,
Honestly, I
but they
could
got
see
rid of
it.
that option.
They got rid of that option, so because of that, it's high A for me.
I mean, we're in agreement then.
It's
High
still
A.
above
I'm a
Wendy's.
high A because of the price. You're high A because of the pretzel being gone. So high A.
I
Highest A.
What is this, please?
It's Pita
That's
Pit.
Pita Pit. That's Pita Pit, and okay. So here's a little fun fact about.
I thought I
guess-
heard Pizza Planet.
Yeah, no.
I did too.
No, it's
We
Pita
do have Planet Pizza.
Pit. Nice.
Ooh, that works.
Oh, but yeah. So fun fact about me.
Mhm.
Back several years ago, there was a Pita Pit in my town, which sadly it closed.
I've never even heard of it.
I'm trying to think like how to describe it. It's like not exactly like a burrito place. It's really hard to describe. Also,
Yeah, it's
Eve, do you know what's pita is spelled backwards?
A tip.
Yep. That was one of those big things, and it was a little funny.
yeah.
Yeah,
So since
my
you hacked
boss-
Adam Ross, your thoughts?
my
Yeah.
bosses owned
No, I'll
that
say
Pita
same.
Pit.
Your what?
My bosses had owned that Pita Pit.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it was a side business.
Do you
Anyway,
like it? Is it good?
I enjoyed it. I do not.
All right, where
think
would you put it?
Looking at the list currently,
Mm-hmm.
I would put it higher B to potentially low A. Here's the thing, I
Okay.
enjoyed it, but looking at the,
If
looking at the
we're
I mean,
I don't
it-
think it helps in comparison. To the
Neo, do you have it?
okay, so no, but I was going to mention that if we're going to put it in B tier, I would suggest putting Burger King at high C.
Yeah, I agree.
I would be fine with that. I'd be fine.
Okay, let's do it. Let's do it. Move PETA to B, Burger King to high C.
Don't put it in F tier.
And
Burger
then-
King is not great, but it's not that.
Okay,
bad.
that next
Here-
one has to automatically go into S.
of course.
I
Timmy's
would
World.
be.
Timmy's.
Is that what that says?
We'll put
Yeah,
it
it's Timmy's.
above Dairy Queen.
Okay.
Never had it, so don't.
Tim
no
Hortons.
one-
Timmy's
So
is so good.
I believe I have talked about this. In
Yeah.
Canada, it is not an uncommon sight that you will walk to a Tim Hortons and across the street from that Tim Hortons.
There's another Tim Hortons.
Oh yeah, you've talked about
Yes,
it.
Tim
You've already told me
Hortons.
it's a
It is
video.
it is a coffee shop in
Oh, speaking of
Canada.
Arby's.
It's okay. I was my dad worked for the head office for a decent quite a few years. So he actually got to be in part of some in charge of some pretty major projects as a
God.
project manager.
Neo. Are you
So
good?
with all of that being said, Tim
Timmy's
Hortons is great.
good.
Yeah, they're great.
Never-
Donuts are
never-
great.
Uh,
Do good coffee and
now
stuff.
what? Okay,
Now, here's the
what
issue.
hell are
These
last
next two places I've never heard of.
Me either.
What are they?
It sounds like none of us
Others-
have heard of them, so I think they get an
Chocolate
automatic F tier.
pizza And
two? Yep, hold on. What are they?
Towers Pizza and Mujo Burrito.
Okay, F tier. I don't know them.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
didn't
I
think
don't
so.
know either of them.
I didn't think so. This is supposed to be a Canadian list, right?
Yeah.
So there's our tier list, Steve.
So our top tier is
A&W,
which I never had, then Tim Hortons,
Dairy
then Dairy
Queen,
Queen.
KFC,
KFC.
Taco Bell.
That's our top 5.
Yeah, that's our top 5, and I agree with 2 of them being S. Never had 2 of them, and the other one I just like I don't quite think it quite hits S.
All right, but
It's like a sliver.
Literally every S tier I have never had.
If this is, I believe that's your segment.
Well,
Yes.
it sounds like you need to go.
Yes,
to
it
KFC.
is. That is my segment.
All right. See, the reason I said in a million years ago that was so appropriate that happened
Mm-hmm.
is because I promised that I'd have a conversation topic.
Right.
Ooh.
And my conversation topic happens to be endings. So it's only fitting, wouldn't you agree?
Yeah.
That
You
we
totally
do
It
this.
is fitting.
You totally didn't just DM
I
us this
did
script.
not rig the dice. I want to be clear. That being said,
Nice.
Speaking of dice,
Secretly
actually,
weighted.
Triangle of fairness,
Speaking of-
guys. Triangle of
actually-
fairness.
you know what? Speaking of dice, hey dice, is this a good segment to end on?
Bye.
that was on you, Neo.
Did you hit the cat?
No, I hit my head.
That is
Okay,
absurd.
Neo, just
Uh,
double check. This is
landed
the
on- it
Wednesday
landed on
group call.
yes, by the way.
Yes, okay. Good. In that case, so we have all either read books, seen movies, watched TV series,
Yes.
Mhm.
and played video games.
Of
Mhm.
course.
I would be concerned if we didn't.
So I want to ask each of you,
Uh-huh.
and I will use the dice to determine this.
Mhm.
What your favorite, how you think a story should end. Like, what do you look for in an
How
ending?
we think it should end.
Yes, I have my own
Oh,
talking points, but
God.
I want to hear from
That
you
is
guys
hard.
first, starting with Eve.
Oh God, now I gotta think. Um. I'm
Honestly,
trying to
it's a pretty
think of
tough
how
one.
to describe the way the Divergent series of books ended.
We'll get back to you, Eve.
Please.
Well, you brought up a good point. Are we talking about like a specific series that we
Just
we
in
saw
general,
today?
like
Just
let's
in
say a
general.
single story. Ross, I'm gonna cox you next. What do you look for?
Okay. I look for something that like satisfying in a sense.
I mean, yeah, that's
Like not every, I think I know it's like sounds like very basic,
yeah.
but I think having something that's satisfying, but as well as we actually see what the characters potentially end up doing afterwards.
So you love an epilogue,
I do,
and I think so. For
I
you,
think
is an
one of the
epilogue an
be-
essential piece?
yes, I think one of the best ones.
Mm-hmm.
And at the very least, I'm pretty sure Neo has seen the show and saw the ending as well. Maybe
Mm-hmm.
regular show.
Mm,
I have not seen
I
it.
think the epilogue that was a pretty good ending. The
All right.
end off the
Great
series.
game.
Since
good
you
ending.
asked Neo, what do you look for in an ending?
Ooh, okay, so mine's a little bit tricky because the way I like my endings, it's a whole variety of things because it really depends on the actual story itself.
That's fair.
If the story is going like a certain direction, maybe I'll like just a regular satisfying ending or something like that. Unless the story is, I'll go by example for this one.
Mm-hmm.
And this example is The Guy Who Didn't Like Musicals.
Okay, I've never heard of that, but
It is a kind of parody show, but not really because it's not parodying anything.
I gotcha.
By a musical group called Star Kid. They are currently my favorite musical
Understood.
group.
Okay.
And the way that story is panned out, it's sort of a tragedy of sorts.
Mm-hmm.
Because in the ending of that one, it seems like there was only one survivor. But all of a sudden, classic trope of happy ending, the main character comes back in because the main character had died,
Okay.
supposedly.
Okay.
But
so-
turns out, hey, he's alive. But I'm not done.
Okay.
The way this musical was set out was based off a movie called Invasion of the Body Snatchers.
Wow.
Turns out, right at the twist ending, the main character is actually dead. This one's just one of the aliens.
Got you. It
Okay.
was an imposter. Kind of sus, really.
So, God damn it.
I figured it out.
So
once it was
essentially,
done.
depending on the story itself, I like an ending that kind of fits
Alright.
with it.
All right. So I have some things prepared.
I
first-
did figure something out once you're done.
Okay. Well, maybe we'll get back to you, but I have a few things prepared. First off, I want to make a kind of a point, an overall point of why I want to talk about this.
Mhm.
So, the answer will be kind of obvious, but in any given story, there are two things that are going to have the biggest impact on your overall impression. What are they?
Oh, absolutely.
What? That wasn't the-
That's not what he was asking at all. Ross.
The answers were not.
What are they?
Oh, and
Absolutely.
absolutely. Okay, Neo, what are
Wait,
they?
remind me what Baldur's Gate for a moment.
The beginning and the ending.
Thank you.
Sorry.
Because
Sorry.
the beginning is what drives you into the story. The ending is what you're left with at the end. So many
Right.
good books have been ruined by a bad ending. In fact, you know what? I have the best example, however, of the reverse. The series Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal.
Ooh.
Do you know this, Neo? Do you actually know this?
Yeah.
I
Okay,
haven't seen this
The
actually.
first half of Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal is shit.
Absolutely.
Utter garbage.
That
The
is
second
garbanzo.
half is the best Yu-Gi-Oh! That Yu-Gi-Oh! Has ever Yu-Gi-Oh'd.
Really?
Yes. And it is kind of crazy that the same series ended up with both ends of the spectrum. Like, I am not kidding. The first half of Yu-Gi-Oh! Is just a more episodic rehash of the original series. And it
Yeah.
is so boring for it. But then the second half gets into a bunch of cool metaphysical stuff and also has a complicated and interesting villain, which Yu-Gi-Oh! Never does.
Mhm. I
Like, the
still love that villain,
Baryons
by the way.
are... Yeah, the Baryons altogether are the best villains Yu-Gi-Oh! Has ever had.
I feel-
I've never seen that.
What was his name again?
Uh,
God, what
Shark?
was his name? Well, Shark, yes. I was his human name was Ray. But what
It
was
was...
his Baryon name?
I don't think... Because I watched the sub because I had heard the dub was awful. So I actually watched it
I
sub.
actually. So for me,
Mhm.
I'm a dub watcher when it comes to
Neo,
Yu-Gi-Oh!
I am a dub watcher through and through, but Yu-Gi-Oh! Is the exception. And I have a reason for that. And this is a bit of a
Yeah.
tangent. It's because of what they did to 5Ds and GX.
Okay.
Uh,
What did they do?
well, a GX, they cut out the last season, and I'm going to be honest.
Yeah,
The
that
last
sucks.
season of GX is not great, but still, it's a shame they cut it out. 5Ds, the dub cuts out the best episodes of the series, including one of my all-time favorite Yu-Gi-Oh! Episodes.
Oh, gotcha.
But again, we're on a tangent. My point is that Zexal is an example of both a horrible beginning, but the best ending.
I actually have a funny thing to add to that. If
Mhm.
we're talking about like bad beginning, good ending. I
Yeah.
have the opposite end of that spectrum
Yeah.
because this comes from the season right after it, Arc 5.
Oh, let's not talk about Arc 5. That Arc 5. Okay, I have an opinion. I feel like maybe we need to do a Yu-Gi-Oh! Series tier list, but I'm not ready to do that because I'm not actually fully caught up. Arc 5. Here's my stance on Arc 5. The entire series is god awful, but the dueling is actually really good.
Yeah. But for me personally, I actually kind of liked the beginning. I kind of got into it a little bit, but then as soon
I'll
as they
agree.
started going further,
Yeah, I'll agree. The beginning was okay, but then you realize how. Anyways, this is a huge Yu-Gi-Oh side tangent, which maybe I could do its own podcast segment for, and maybe we'll at some point when I'm more comfortable talk about
mostly
it.
just be me and Bleeps.
Yeah. So let's get back to the point. There are. Yes, Ross.
Oh no, I was letting you continue.
There are many different kinds of endings.
Yes.
And the wrong story, the wrong ending. So the first ending, and I'm going to harken back to my favorite movie of all time, which, as you all remember from last week, is...
Cricket.
Did
Oh,
any of you...
Inception.
Thank
Inception.
you, Ross.
It took me a second. I was like, wait, is that it?
Give me a
Honestly?
second
Yes.
too.
I was just like sitting here, just like, oh
Okay.
god, we had homework.
I will have to explain a bit of how Inception works. So the whole idea of Inception is that you're going inside dreams.
Right.
And there's a mechanic in the series where you use a certain device to check whether you're in a dream or not. For the main character, they use a spinning top. The idea is, if it ever stops spinning, it's reality.
Snap back to
Interesting.
reality.
The very ending of Inception.
There goes gravity.
Yeah, the very ending of Inception, he spins the top and then goes to the happy ending resolution. We never see it stop spinning. And that is what we call an
Ooh.
ambiguous ending.
Ooh.
Famously also having done it, I believe, is the movie Total Recall.
Never heard of it.
Never
I've
seen
heard
it.
of it, never seen it.
I don't know as much about that one as well, so I can't really vouch it. But they also do the ambiguous ending. Basically, the idea of the ambiguous ending is you don't answer the big question. You leave it hang. You leave it to the audience.
Yep.
Thrillers
audience
love
decide.
it. Thrillers love ambiguous endings.
Right.
Our next ending is the happy ending.
Yep.
Everything
looking at
is
that, right?
resolved, and this is the ending where you're most likely to see an epilogue. Not the only one where you would, because the other ones could also have one, but the one where you're most likely. I'll be honest, there are so many examples of happy endings that it would be, I couldn't name just one.
What's the other ending?
The next one I want to talk about are bittersweet endings.
Ooh.
All right.
And the general gist of these is, I know that, for example, Final Fantasy X is a bittersweet ending.
I've never played Final Fantasy X, so I can't really say
Yeah,
anything.
I
can't
know.
say
This is something that was recently brought to my attention in a video I watched, and so I looked into it. So in Final Fantasy VII, they beat the bad guys, but because of the metaphysics of how the main character works, he dies.
Ooh.
I will note the sequel, Final Fantasy X-2, kind of undoes it, depending on what ending you get. You know, the main character gets revived.
I'm sorry. Final Fantasy X 2.
Yes, I'm not joking. That is a whole thing.
10-2.
Oh, you think that's bad? You should know how many Final Fantasy 13 games there are.
A
Oh
lot.
god
I
damn
do
it.
not
Don't
even
even
wanna-
get me
I
started
do
on
not
that
even
one.
wanna- I don't wanna dive
Anyways,
into that conversation.
in fact, a Final Fantasy 15 was originally a Final Fantasy 13 game.
Why am I
Are
not
you
surprised?
kidding me?
Stop it, folks.
Anyways, and that's the bittersweet ending. And honestly, bittersweet is some of my favorites. So a bittersweet ending is basically the good. Ultimately, it was good. But personally, to the
That's what I
protagonists,
was thinking of. Anyway.
personally to the protagonists, it was probably more bad than good. They've lost something great. Usually, I'll be honest, the hero dies.
That's what I was thinking of for Divergent. You stole the words out of my mouth.
It's almost like this is what I had prepared or something.
So I did have ones to say, which you basically said all of them.
Yeah,
that
let's
I was
not get into
gonna say
spoiler
this.
detail for stuff that we don't have to, because this is
Right.
hard enough.
But yeah, Divergent is a great example of bittersweet, but also happy.
All right, I mean, bittersweet.
series
That's
is-
what bittersweet is, Eve.
Yeah, I mean, like, not bittersweet and happy. Bittersweet and ambiguous.
Okay.
And then
And
a TV series
Mhm.
that I really liked was called Blind Spot. That was another bittersweet one.
Okay, let's not get too many details. This is a very
Right.
hard topic to talk about. So, the last one I want to
Yeah.
talk about, and you guys can probably guess, The Bummer. This is your
Yeah.
Romeo and Juliet.
Yeah.
This is where, unfortunately, the heroes fail.
Hmm.
Now, it's time to see what happens to each of those. I technically already kind of touched on this. To each of those endings when you add a sequel. Because it is fascinating to look at. When the story continues, what happens to the endings?
Mm.
Can I bring up one that ends up being it was a great ending,
Mm-hmm.
but because they made another one after it, that sort of ruined what the ending of the original trilogy ended off.
Oh, are we going Star Wars?
No,
Okay.
even though that one also counts for what I described.
Yeah, but I feel like Star Wars
Toy
is a
Story.
tricky mind. You talked about Toy Story 4. Yeah.
Yes, tell
Mm.
me that does. Toy Story. They should have ended it at Toy Story 3.
They should have, but money, you know. Anyways,
Money.
Pixar's been on a resurgence lately, so let's hope it stays that way.
Yep,
With
hopefully.
that in mind,
Cross your fingers.
yeah. It's fascinating. If it's a happy ending, if it's a truly, truly happy ending, a sequel ruins it, hands down.
Mm.
Because a sequel cannot come to a happy ending without basically saying, because there has to be conflict in the sequel. In fact, I guess every Toy Story movie is kind of an example of this.
I think another example, but this just goes. I'm not gonna name a specific one,
Mm-hmm.
but a lot of the Disney princess sequels.
Yes.
I
But
feel
yeah,
like those
You mean the
qualify
direct to
under here.
DVD
direct to
ones?
DVD.
Yeah,
yeah.
direct to DVD ones. Yeah.
But yeah, the point stands. A happy ending. Now, an ambiguous ending, let's be real. A truly ambiguous ending, you're always going to want a sequel.
Oh,
Especially if there
absolutely.
was like a big question.
One thing that I'm surprised, unless I'm crazy, and there is a studio that has done it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think there's a studio that left the original ambiguous, but has made alternative timeline of like, okay, let's say for the top spinning one.
Are we talking alternate timelines, Ross? Because we can talk about that.
Yeah, I'm thinking
I can
alternate
also work
timeline
with-
movies.
But let's that's a whole other like can of worms.
Yeah.
So yeah, but a sequel to an ambiguous movie. It's again, I think a sequel to Inception that answered the
What the
question,
fuck was
was it
that?
a dream, would be bad.
Oh no, if it
Because there are
wasn't a
some
dream or not,
questions
that one's a bad example.
that
for
should
it.
never. So there are some questions that should never be answered.
Oh, there absolutely are.
That being said, I think if the question is, Neo, do you have something on your mind?
Yeah,
Are
yeah,
you
yeah.
okay, Neo?
I don't think Neo's okay.
Is it the thing in Ross's hand?
What is
No.
in Ross's hand?
No.
What is that?
What's
It's
up?
the fact-
Yeah.
Plus, I showed up at the
it's
very
just the
beginning.
fact that while you were going on that tangent, you're like, you're being a
What?
What?
You think
Okay.
He played fucking music for half a frame.
We're going to move on.
Shut the fuck
All
up.
right. So the point is, a sad ending. I'm going to state, in my honest opinion, a sequel is almost always a better experience.
I love sad endings.
We already discussed sad endings, but yeah, bittersweet I can take or leave. Because the thing about bittersweet is, as we say, usually it's the protagonist died,
Yeah, I
and
think
it is a hard sell to try and revive a series without its original main character. It's been done, and there's been some really good entries in that. But let's just take a look at how Marvel tried that.
I think so we have Marvel.
Yeah.
And another one that's more TV based that happened I think about a year ago now, I think.
Yeah.
Pokemon.
I mean, Pokemon was a different story. They were doing their own thing. It doesn't count.
Also, can I
And
just
to be fair, Ash really did just kind of complete his whole thing already.
Honestly,
okay.
he completed his whole arc
I'm
several
not talking
times.
about Ash. The ending of Ash is fine. What were they thinking with the Team Rocket ending?
I don't know, but I'm sure they'd have
I
fun.
don't know.
Anyways,
Sorry.
back to the main point, because ironically we're getting to the end of all the points I wanted to make here.
That's
I think
ironic, isn't it?
Well, I mean, not really, because we were definitely going to get to the end. That's the nature of how this works. The big thing about endings, and why I wanted to talk about this,
Mm-hmm.
was because it's so easy to ruin a story with a bad ending.
Oh,
Yep.
absolutely.
I can list so many of the stories that I'm like, I don't like this. I think, again, let's switch back to my favorite example, Zexal. I think it is easy if you can force yourself to stick through a bad section of a story, which is admittedly a hard sell. And I will be honest, it is one of the reasons that I can never recommend people Zexal. Because it's not like oh, you can just skip all the bad stuff. You genuinely do need all that horrible shit, like the shit that's like not fun to watch,
for context and whatnot.
to understand what they set up.
Slog.
Yeah, it is a slog because it's just like, oh, we're doing this villain of the week.
What you mean?
But
Though I will admit, towards the middle section of that first part, they did start adding like an actual.
It started, but it still wasn't there. It wasn't until we really got to the middle where the Baryons came in.
And then the Baryons showed up.
Oh yeah, it's as soon as the Baryons show up that everything shifts.
God, every time you guys say Baryons, I keep on thinking. Sorry
Okay, you know what? I am basically finished what I wanted to say. Small tangent. I'm going to explain to you the plot of Zexal and show you how amazing it is.
Okay.
Consider this a sub-segment because
every time I talk about Baryons, I keep on thinking like just
All
an
right.
army of barbarians just charging.
All right, so we have there's this super perky kid named Yuma.
Okay.
And he's all, let's go, believe it. He's that type of protagonist.
Yep.
Am I wrong, Neo?
I've seen tiny bits of Zexal, so I agree.
He sucks at Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yep.
Then he meets Astral.
I love Astral.
Do you know this series?
Only a tiny bit.
Okay.
Wait, hold on. Is Axel the
I didn't say Axel.
He did not say Axel, Ross.
Oh.
Astral.
Oh.
Fucking Axelrod over here.
Yeah. So Astral is an amnesiac spirit. Now, if you know anything about Yu-Gi-Oh,
I think I have seen clips of this actually.
You might have, but let me get to why I get to go. If you know anything about Yu-Gi-Oh, you know that was the plot of the first series of Yu-Gi-Oh.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah, it basically is there. So, there's this MacGuffin. So, it turns out that Astral's memories are these things called numbers cards. Numbers cards make people evil for some reason.
What do the numbers mean, Mason?
It means only a number can destroy a number and other stupid bullshit. And so because the number cards inherently corrupt people, make people eviler than they already were, it creates a bunch of villains of the week. And that is the plot of the first half. I will also acknowledge, just one credit, it takes place in a city that is also a carnival.
Yeah.
And that is kind of really cool.
Yeah, it does.
Wait, it takes place in a city that's
also
festive all the time? Is that what that means? Or
also, I will add this whole numbers thing is added to the current gimmick of that they added for that season.
Yeah, Xe summoning, but yes.
I personally like Xe
summoning is fine. That's not my issue. But because we're talking about the plot here, not the mechanics of the game. So yeah, and so for like the first half of the series, that's basically it.
Okay, depending on how it's structured, I feel like it would be fun.
Villain of the week, villain of the week, villain of the week, villain of the week. And then at the exact midpoint, in fact, on the anime sites I go, they literally label as Zexal 1, Zexal 2. we get to the war between heaven and hell.
I'm sorry, what?
You heard me.
I'm sorry, what?
Let's talk about the astral realm and the Baryons. And how utterly kind of insane everything goes from here.
It already sounds insane.
So first of all, I want to just establish something important. You know how in anime there's the rival character.
Yes.
Zexal had your typical rival character. But he's about to leave that trope. And we'll get to that. Okay, so basically, there is an alternate dimension called the Baryon Realm. Now, even though it's a version of hell, in that bad spirits go there, kind of, unless they get pulled in by the devil. They don't have they generally don't have memories of their human lives, and also, and this is really important, they just want to survive. The issue is the Baryon Realm is about to collide with Earth. Only one of those realms can survive. Otherwise, it's total destruction. Do you see why this is interesting? Because this isn't, oh, the bad guys are evil for the sake of being evil.
No, here's the thing. I like villains. Or enemies, in this case.
Yeah. No, villains is fine.
I like both of them being...
Yeah.
I like both types of villains of either being really simple, of being an absolute fucking dick. I think Jack Horner is a great example. I know you have not seen the movie still.
Yes. But carrying on.
But I do also like the really the more complex characters.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. But we're not done. Because so remember that character Shark I talked about? It turns out both he and his sister, he has a sister by the way, were actually Baryons in disguise. And they had forgotten.
What?
In fact, Shark is the current king of the Baryons. Kind of. There's also this really crazy Baryon that is just generally evil, and there's also the devil. But
I still love that Baryon.
yeah. So yeah, so you get the idea. So the astral plane is kind of heaven, but it's also kind of super, super boring bland land, and that's like by story. You do not. No one is creative there. The Baryon realm technically split off from the astral plane, and I will tell you the ultimate ending to the story. The Baryon realm is destroyed, but the few people the protagonists like get to be revived as humans.
Okay.
But still, does that not sound cool?
That sounds fucking crazy.
But again, I cannot, despite how much I love it, I cannot recommend it enough.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I might do a proper Yu-Gi-Oh segment next week. I might just do it because I love Yu-Gi-Oh so much. But I can't. I couldn't do it justice. I couldn't do it justice. But anyways, that was a tangent. I apologize for. But that is it for this podcast. It is Wednesday, the 16th. I'm used to us doing it on a different day. We are tonight going to play Ace Attorney, starting the final case that is of the base game.
Woo!
Really excited to get to that. There are some moments I'm so excited to see. That being said, on, of course, Friday, expect me to be still on that boss because, of course, I haven't beaten it in God of War Ragnarok.
Because why would
You were
you
so
beat
close
it?
to it.
Right?
Saturday,
You're so close.
we are officially on break for Saturday, so I don't know what we're doing. Sunday will be Prince of the Apocalypse.
Of course.
And with that being said, yeah, that's about all I'll say. That is it for now. Everybody, have a good night.
Woo!